Welcome to Opinionated with Resla.
What's good, everybody? What is good? Welcome back. Welcome back to an episode of Opinionated with yours truly. I, of course, am your guy, Resla, and hopefully you guys are having a good night. I know it's pretty busy for some people because it's the weekend. A lot of y'all are chilling. Some of you are kicking your feet up. Some of you spending time with family and friends. Who knows? Who knows? But I know for the most part, everything that came up in my mind because I've been thinking a bit about the kind of situation crises when it comes to work. Some people are dealing with stuff when it comes to just the understanding between different generations. A lot of people really talk about even about Gen X. Rarely ever gets mentioned though, believe it or not, millennials. I don't know if we're just being conflated with Gen X, but millennials are different. And maybe because we never really called ourselves Gen Y. And maybe that's just really part of the reason. But for whatever it is, for whatever the case may be, I do have after thinking about this for a while and talking to people who are younger, who are sitting in Gen Z, it makes me ask myself a question when I think about just how I moved and also how the world has moved in terms of how people value how they value what freedom looks like today. And it makes me ask myself the very simple question: are Gen Z on the right track? Now I know there's gonna be a lot of older people who are like, no, this world is screwed. We get plenty of people who like to be doomers and believe that the world was great back when we were still doing, we still had sticks and rocks and we were still creating fire. I don't like the days of lighters. There's gonna be people who do that, and there's gonna be people who are gonna say, well, yes, because this is a great time to be in, and it's just a little lost because Gen X and boomers screwed them over. And yeah, but I say, as a person who's a millennial, who can see those who are coming after me and those who were before me, it's a very interesting take to look at the world. And I think it's something we need to cover. So I've been giving this a little bit of thought, and I thought I would just share my thoughts on it back and forth from what I've seen, and then maybe you can enlighten me as to what your thoughts are going to be. So the question is, are Gen Z on the right track? Now, I didn't take this very lightly when I decided to talk about this because there's a lot on my mind when it comes to it as someone who has to coach and train people who are older than me and younger than me. We need to get one thing straight. Most of most of us were told, and when I say most of us, I mean people who are older, who are within millennials and up, we were told that we needed to do everything to be successful. We were told that success was a lie though. We were told, and the truth is, it is a big, fat freaking lie. It's a big, fat, sugar coated fairy tale wrapped in, be honest with you, hustle porn, motivation, posters, and basically outdated, some people say boomer wisdom. I mean, let's be honest. Just work hard and you'll succeed. Yeah. T- tell me and tell a lot of people who are single mothers and juggling three jobs, barely making rent that shit, and they still do. The whole pull yourself by your bootstraps and everything will just turn out well. Not too sure about that. Tell the tell that to the 60-year-old man who spent his entire life, or a good majority of his life, being loyal to an industry, being loyal to a country, being loyal to a company. Let me just turn on my notifications real quick. But being loyal to a company and then being laid off before he even gets to retire, he or she gets to retire. Tell that to the millions of people grinding 12-hour shifts while they trust someone else to look after their kids. while their even trust fund kids blows all the money that they saved for them to get them started ahead of time. Are people still expected to land on their feet? Success is not just about hard work, folks. It's about strategy. It's about leveraging the most that you can. It's about playing the game right, not fair, playing the game right. And to be honest with you, most people don't want to tell you this, but also success is a bit about luck. Sometimes it depends on where you were born, who you were born to, what time you were born. And Gen Z, they decided they're not going to play by the old rules because they firsthand seen through looking at the other generations what it looks like, and they believe that the game is rigged. They watch millennials go broke. Hi, I'm a millennial, chasing degrees that led nowhere. They saw their parents pretty much slave away jobs and barely being able to pay the bills. And now their idea for people who are Gen Z is to flip the script. No more corporate loyalty, no more grinding till you drop, no more working yourself into a grave for a boss who only sees you as someone who's easily replaceable. Instead, they're seeking financial freedom. They're seeking flexibility. They're not seeking the wealth, the idea of chasing wealth in order to just run into burnout. But are, are they actually onto something? Is the question. Or are they just setting themselves up for a different disaster in the future? I'll be honest with you. Not everyone can be an entrepreneur. Not everyone can be a content creator. Not everyone is going to make six figures doing a side hustle. And if Gen Z is rejecting the 9 to 5 aspect of things, what's the real backup plan? You see, every generation thinks that they're smarter than the last. Boomers call millennials lazy. I dealt with it myself. Millennials call Gen Z delusional. Gen Z thinks that everybody before them got scammed. But let's ask the real question. Are Gen Zers rewriting the rules of success? Or are they just running away from reality? And I think that's something I want to dive into tonight. But before we even get into all of that, I want to acknowledge everybody who's already walked into the building. So let me just do that for you right now. So we got the Panaverse was in here. We just no. Rico already walked in with the 20 and says, "Oh no, is Rick Jonesy Gen Z?" I don't think that he is. If so, no, they are on the wrong track. Okay, we might have to talk a little bit about that. Chat said, "Booty hole Brown." Already in here with it. No problem, True Play. No problem. Happy to hear. That you're here. You're still going to be a part of the conversation, listening in. 90, yes, yes, Gen Z, 1990 to 2010. Slackers, okay, all right. Says slackers want me to retire and make room for them. Nope. Start at the bottom like me. I don't think it's just them. I don't think it's just them. But I get the sentiment. Cousin Lawrence is in here. What's going on? You said my mic is cutting out in and out. Is it? Is it? Hold on. I was testing it earlier. It was sounding fine with me, but I'll just change it up in here. It's gonna be a little louder or whatever. And cutting in and out. I don't know what's going on. I gotta figure out what's going on. It was perfect just a moment ago. El Pedro, what's going on? What's going on? James is in here as well. Gen Z here. Okay. All right. Plasma Void is in here. Appreciate you. Oh, we got a 1996. Okay. Uh, Gen Gen Z is between basically 1990 and 2010. Us millennials started out in 82. So there goes the question that's to go into. And of course, if you walk into the building, say what's up in the chat, get it all taken care of. Have your thoughts, have your opinions in there, because we're gonna have to get a little bit into it. So for my first segment, I want to talk about the lies we were told about success. Because let's just be honest, most of us grew up hearing a bunch of, well, let's just be honest, fairy tales about success. And I don't mean the kind with the talking animals and the magic spells. I know I got some of those, but not a lot of those. But I'm talking about the just do XYZ and you'll make it type. That that bullshit basically. But now I think that we're seeing a lot of people that have evidence and even give a little bit of advice that's either outdated, oversimplified, or just straight up lies. Tell me if I'm gonna rattle off some things and just tell me what have you heard and think to yourself what has made sense to you. I'm gonna tell you what I think about it. First one is the just work hard and you'll succeed. Nah, hard work alone doesn't guarantee anything except exhaustion. If that were true, the hardworking among us to be always successful or to be relatively successful would be construction workers, janitors. They would be billionaires. The trust fund babies would be broke. And it's not about grinding harder, it's about grinding smarter, making connections, having perfect timing, or having relatively good timing, and knowing how to play the game. It matters much more than the aspect of just working hard. If not more, I mean, then pure effort. And I don't get, don't get me wrong, a lot of it starts with luck. Let's talk about the another one in my mind right here. Follow your passion and the money will come. What if your passion is making refrigerator magnets? You gonna tell me you're gonna make a shit ton of money doing that? This is one of the areas that scammed a lot of people into their lack of financial security. Passion is great, folks. Don't get me wrong. But if there is no demand for it or you don't know how to monetize it, you're just having fun. You're not building a career. Let's be honest. Some passions are just hobbies. Not every dream job is profitable. Not everybody can be a world stage magician. And even if it is, you better be ready to learn how to run a business. You better learn about marketing. You better learn about a good strategy in it because passion alone won't pay the bills. Another big one I heard because this got so many people. College is the key to success. It's a key, but not the key you thinking. A degree can open doors, sure. But what happens when everyone has one? See, when these things were being said, not everybody went to college. Not everybody could afford to go to college, and college wasn't readily available for everyone. Suddenly, that golden ticket isn't as golden anymore. Plenty of people with degrees are unpaid, overworked, and quite frankly, drowning in student debt. Meanwhile, people who learn trades, they mastered high income, they met by building on skills, didn't require them to go to college for it, or people who built their own thing out of thriving, just thriving with zero debt, and now they make six-figure salaries. Oh yeah, and education is important. Don't get me wrong, but traditional college, it's not the only way up. It's not. Another thing I hear is success is a straight line. I I heard this just in the beginning of this year in January. If you believe this, you're in for a rude awakening. Success is messy. It's full of failures. It is riddled with failures. It's riddled with detours, and there's definitely going to be moments where you're wondering if you're wasting your time. Every overnight success that you see out there, they were probably spending years failing before you ever noticed them. The difference between the winners and the quitters is the one who just kept at it when things got hard. But the other thing that I hear is that money will make you happy. Money can bring you some level of comfort. It can ease some burdens. And look, I'm not gonna lie, being broke is stressful as hell. But once your basic needs are covered, money alone won't fix the emptiness that you have in your life. If you don't have purpose, if you don't have meaningful relationships, if you're not self-aware, all that money just makes you a rich version of miserable. You ever see celebrities that they have millions still spiraling out of into depression and shit? How many people that you hear are so making so much money and they're on drugs and everything? Or worse, they take themselves out the game, have huge mansions, and still somehow life is not enough for them. Yeah, money's a tool, but it's not a purpose. It's not. Another thing that I've heard is waiting for the perfect time, and we all become a slave to this, or we all get conned to this at one point of our lives. That perfect time that you're waiting for, it doesn't exist. I've heard that perfect time to get the promotion, the perfect time to get that car, perfect time to move into that place. Another one where I always say the perfect time to have children doesn't exist. It's just procrastination with honestly fancy labels. You'll never feel 100% ready to start something big. If you keep waiting, you'll just look up one day and you'll notice that you realize you wasted a lot of time overthinking instead of just doing. The best way to start is just to start. Be messy and unprepared, but you got to do whatever you got to do regardless. You have to adjust as you go. The other thing I would say I hear is successful people have special talents. I can't tell you how many people that I run across who don't know shit in the world. Most people don't have secret special talents. What the hell is real? What the hell's the real secret about something that you are just innately better at? Didn't say skilled, better at. I think the difference between a lot of those other people are just the fact that they don't quit. I think that's a real talent. Being stubborn and not being able to quit. They fail, they learn, and they keep going while everybody else taps out. Talent is good and all, but discipline, persistence, and being able to adapt when shit gets real rough, I think that's the thing that makes people successful. Hard truth, some of the most talented people in the world are broke because they never figured out how to apply their talent. That's the way I've always been looking at them. That's the only thing I can see that's common among the ones I'm talking about. Another thing that people say, because I had to I had to break this out of a young lady recently and just totally dash. I totally pissed on her fire. You can do it alone. You know, that how I'm bad by myself shit, because you guys do it too. If you believe this, you're setting yourself up for failure. No one makes it alone. No one. Every successful person has had a mentor, a network, a team behind them. You're not doing it by yourself. Thinking you do need someone else's help is a fast track to struggling harder than you ever needed to. Success isn't a solo sport, it's a team effort. You have other people that say more hustle equals more success. Take it from someone who's been there. The grind never stops, right? Wrong. Hustling 24/7 with no strategy just leads to burnout. It leads to not success. The truth is, you should rest, recover, and work smarter, because working smarter will take you further than being on a constant state of exhaustion. The people who are winning, eh, they figured out how to work efficiently. If anything, I would say they definitely know how to delegate, and they use automated systems that will help them take a lot of stress away. Grinding with no plan is just going to leave you in poverty. Another thing I hear is success looks the same for everyone. I heard this bullshit a long time ago, and I just said, if success looks the same for everyone, we wouldn't have the defining characters of class. Biggest scam of all time. Your version of success might not be a mansion or a private jet. Maybe it's just freedom. Maybe it's just more time. Maybe it's a matter of you making an impact. Maybe it's just a peace of mind. But if you're chasing someone else's definition of success, you're going to find that you're going to be very much unsatisfied. You'll never be satisfied because you'll never figure out the thing that clicks for you. I think it's very important for you to figure out what success looks like for you and make that your goal. Not what society tells you, not what your parents think would be great for you, not what just your girlfriend or boyfriend or whoever looks best for you, what you want. These are the lies that we pretty much feed ourselves for years. Some figure it out early while others waste their time. So now the question is, has Gen Z figured out that truth? Or are they just setting themselves up for failure? Because I think about how, and then I'll say this in my second segment, how Gen Z has pretty much been rewriting the rules, at least from what I've been hearing as individuals, and I'm just taking all their information in. Because they're not looking at traditional ways of success and thinking that that's the way to go because they can see how it hasn't worked out for everybody else. They're not buying the whole getting into school shit. They're not buying the whole grinding mentality, the idea of following the whole corporate ladder all the way up. They see how the world has changed, and quite frankly, I've been opening my eyes to see the difference as well. And we hear about it all the time, but a lot of people are not accepting it, even though it's right there in their face. And instead of playing outdated rules, they're creating their own game. They have this idea when the whole success equals just money. That's exactly the way they're looking at it as. It's just money. But they don't want the old generations that often tied themselves to a financial business for stability. The idea of grinding themselves to the corporate ladder or even just doing it all just for retirement goals. Gen Z wants something different. They want financial success without sacrificing mental health, without sacrificing their freedom or personal fulfillment. They don't want to do it. For what I understand, talking to a lot of Gen Zers, they are prioritizing things like remote work or even side hustles. and even entrepreneurship as over the whole traditional 9 to 5, which is not even 9 to 5 anymore. Let's just be honest, folks. They don't want to grind until they're 65, especially when we just keep looking at the retirement age going up all the time. They also don't want to get into the life of being exposed when it comes to college. They watched us millennials. We were told that was the golden ticket. Gen Z watched us go just go into debt, 6 figures of debt, just to get a job that barely covered rent. So now I don't blame them for being skeptical. I don't blame them. A lot of us were not encouraged to go to trade schools, to seek online certificates, to get into quote content creation, and this idea of just being or having self-taught skills. We were told that we had to go pay for it. It was the only way that we were going to be garnering and gaining respect. If a degree isn't necessary in order to be able to have a good life, that was the way we should have been told. Because there were already people who were doing it, but that's not what was being sold. And when I hear millennials talking about it, you could just open your eyes and see the world of today. They might be onto something. Work should be aligned with one's values. At least that's what Gen Z tend to be thinking. And this is where I get the disconnect between both sides a lot. Because Gen Z is not just working for a paycheck. They're working for a purpose, which is funny because you would think from the older generations that would be the thing. Most older generations are working for a paycheck. They're not working for a purpose. A lot of Gen Zers I will see leave work because it doesn't align with what their values are. They are more likely to leave their job if it doesn't align with the beliefs on many things when it comes to diversity or social issues or sustainability or this idea of work-life balance. I know I was even watching this short, this reel where a husband who's working he's working, I think he's a maintenance guy. He gets an offer from a different company to be paid 25% more than what he was already currently making. And they would pay for his tools. He would have a steady amount of hours that he works. And when he told his job as a 2 weeks notification, they wanted to give him a counter offer. You know what the counter offer was? Not more money, not his own, not paying for the tools. You know what they said? We'll give you more hours. Why would he want more hours as a counter offer to 25% more with his tools being paid for, training and all, and then on top of that, the money and a steady schedule? You offer him more hours. You know how we're gonna keep you and how we're gonna reward you? We're gonna ask you to enslave yourself more. Companies are not really valuing people. They're not. They're just looking at you at a profit. And Gen Z has decided they do not want to chase profit. A lot of people are there's another thing I was looking at. In the 80s and 90s, without looking in cities, the average house to buy a house was around $80,000, if not just over. In 80s and 90s. And it required pretty much people to have to make, even if it was a combined income of 40K, to be able to cover that. And we're not even going to the whole down payment and everything. Fast forward all the way now, if you're looking at it in 2025, that same value of a house now is up to like 210K. But did the wages match come up to be able to take care of that? Because the income that you needed back then would have needed to be 40K. The income that you need now is 60K. So we've only gone up less than 10%, but housing itself has more than done its through damage. There's no way in hell we can do it. You have to be making over six figures in order to take care of a house nowadays. Never mind that people are not really, unless you have that shit ton of money, you're not able to build your own house. Gen Z also believes in building different careers and side hustles. They and I get it. I get it looking at them. Gen Z does not trust one single employer to take care of them for their life. They believe in investing in multiple income streams. If you lose a job, there's another one that you're still holding on to, rather than people who lose their job and they're trying to figure out what to do with themselves. Whether it's freelancing, whether it's content creation, whether it's e-commerce, crypto, flipping products, drop shipping, whatever pays. The idea that traditional jobs are the stepping stones, they don't believe it. They're walking away from it because traditional jobs are no longer lifetime commitments. And most of all that I'm seeing from Gen Z is that they value their mental health. A lot of people who I see in my generation, even older, are going through burnout. The aspect of hustle culture and one's as one gets older, it's not gratifying. Older generations are worn out. It's worn out. It's not a badge of honor. Gen Z, they see this as something that is stupid, to be honest with you. And they're setting their boundaries. They're they're quitting toxic workplaces. And I'll be honest, a lot of toxic workplaces I see, they're not actually not performed by people who are really young. They're performed by the people who are middle aged and older. I'm still seeing people who are older, Xers, still being bullies. And I think that's weird. Well, and I also say this. This is what I see, and I'll say this from millennials and even Gen Z, not so much from Gen X. They're normalizing therapy. They're normalizing therapy and mental health these days. It's not about being lazy. It's about being, quite frankly, sustainable. Success looks different for everyone. Gen Z is not chasing the same versions of success that was instilled upon the generations beforehand, even my generation. For some, it's financial independence. For others, it's just knowing that you can have creative freedom, being able to travel globally, not quite luxury, not exactly having wealth, but the feeling that know that you can just be flexible and do what you need to. They care less about, to be honest with you, status symbols. Well, depending on who you look at. But I think when I'm looking at a lot of Gen Zers, they're really talking a lot about quality of life. Quality of life. And a lot of people will sit there and, funny enough, shame them for the things that they're asking for. And they're like, because I see a lot of people who are X and even millennials who are going through mental health crises, but they're the ones that believe they just need to tough it up. And I'm seeing them burn out, quit, have a snap. I've seen people in the workplace have snaps. And it's funny enough because it's the younger people of Gen Z that's like, they need to take care of themselves. Something that you think should be happening with people in our generation, people above us, people who can open their eyes and see other people. So this aspect of just demonizing, say, taking care of your mental health, doesn't necessarily help, especially in today's age where you have to do three times as much than you needed to do before. Gen Z pretty much grew up watching mass layoffs, watching recessions, watching corporate greed. They don't believe in job loyalty. And even in my age now, I don't believe in job loyalty. If a company is treating you badly, if it doesn't pay enough, you should be gone. And what I see from a lot of younger people is that they're demanding either better pay. If they don't get better pay, what they want is flexibility. Flexibility to be able to do what they need to do. And I see a lot of jobs only asking more of you, especially more of your time for no other commitments. None. Not extra pay, not more other incentives, not more. Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe they'll offer you insurance for your pets. And because the job market is changing, companies are actually starting to change for younger people. Technology is the real power move for a lot of people. Past generations have spent decades climbing the corporate ladder, and Gen Z is like, we're going to go look into digital skills. So a lot of people who I see who are coming into the market now are people who learn coding, AI, they're in social media marketing, they're in e-commerce, and a lot of older people are not looking to get into that. But then there's also a drawback from there. A lot of people are losing the other sides of their jobs because physical jobs are becoming automated. When it comes to what Gen Z looks at now, let's be honest, folks, the internet is their playground, and they're bypassing a lot of traditional gatekeepers, so to speak. But the $1,000,000 question is Gen Z rewriting the rules for the better? Or are they just setting themselves for new struggles? They've definitely, in my eyes, exposed a lot of flaws in our old systems. But is their version of success sustainable? Or is it gonna blow up in their face? I haven't quite made a decision on that. My third segment is gonna be, since I've talked about the pretty much the things that Gen Zs are looking for. My third segment will be where Gen Z might be screwing up. Now, where I think Gen Z might be dropping the ball because while they're exposing a lot of the flaws in traditional systems, that doesn't mean that everything is solution proof or that pretty much they have something that's foolproof. For one, I see a lot of these things when it comes to Gen Z, and I'll rattle off a bunch of stuff that I'm having an issue with. That I don't take any contention with, but I do see flaws in the over romanticizing of entrepreneurship. That's the first thing I see. Not everyone is built to be an entrepreneur. Just because someone made six figures dropping, no, like say drop shipping, or they went viral on TikTok, doesn't mean that path is set for everyone. Social media sells the dream of quitting your job and starting your own business and being your own boss. But what they don't show you is the years of struggle, the financial instability. What the hell? The financial instability and 90% failure. There's a 90% failure rate when it comes to entrepreneurs. If if everyone quits their job to start a business, who's left to run the world? Plus, some Gen Zs, they tend to jump into businesses without actually learning business itself. And then they're sitting there surprised. They want to be entrepreneurs, folks, but they don't study sales. They don't study marketing. They don't study finance. They're chasing the aesthetics. They're not chasing longevity. When in reality, or rather, I was going to say when in reality, when life hits them, but yeah, when reality sets in, when life hits them in the face, oh, it's fast and hard. Second thing I would say is that avoiding all traditional jobs, and I get it, corporate America looks like a scam. I get it. But 9 to 5, um, or rather, I should say, not every 9 to 5 job is a death sentence. It's not. Some of these jobs, offer six-figure salaries. They offer work-life balance. They offer financial security that will that most of this idea of hustle culture jobs won't ever give you. Tech, healthcare, engineering, and even trades can still give you very much a flexible life. You may not make it rich, but the idea of being stressed or even being able to be your own boss one day, it's more open. But some Gen Zers are so anti-traditionalism that they turn down things that are really for their own good. They turn down a lot of good opportunities just because they don't like the idea of working for someone else. And here's the truth: working for yourself isn't automatically better. You can definitely be self-employed and broke, or you can be employed and rich. The key isn't how how you work, it's how you're building yourself up for long-term strategy. It's the way I see it. And this idea also with them is the short-term thinking trap. A lot of Gen Zs, they value instant gratification. Now, let's be honest, they grew up in that world. They value instant gratification over long-term stability. The idea of suffering now to become rich later doesn't seem appealing to them, which is also why many of them are actually chasing fast money, making really bad deals when it comes to like crypto trading, being having the influencer dreams, thinking that they can flip everything. Everybody think that they a scammer, they can flip shit. The problem, long-term wealth takes time. It takes discipline. That's the truth. People who win in life aren't just the most talented. They're the ones who consistently keep making smart financial career moves. And that means investing early, folks. That means developing a high income skill, and it means playing the long game. Being patient is something that doesn't really sit well when it comes to Gen Z. And I'll even say it, it's for a lot of you millennials as well. It is. The idea of balancing ambition with realism is the thing that I see help people stay afloat. And too many people on both sides, older and younger, are still holding on to dreams and delusion. Otherwise, they might be swapping out one broke system for another. You know, also, Gen Z has this thing about this soft life illusion. It it was funny to even hear that as a buzzword, soft life. It's like hearing adulting was the word that I was like, what? But this idea of soft life. Gen Z wants a life that doesn't have any stress, no struggle, unnecessary work. Sounds amazing, to be honest with you. But who's paying for that? Luxury lifestyles don't just appear out of thin air. Unless you come from money, which they blow it too, you need grit. You need to make sacrifices. You need a strategy to build a financial independence for yourself. And a lot of Gen Zers are allergic to discomfort. They don't want to work hard. Didn't call them lazy. They don't want to work hard. But I also don't get pissed at people who just do what they're paid to do. I didn't call it the bare minimum. It's not the bare minimum. It's what they're paid to do. But this idea of thinking that you want to be in luxury, not gonna happen. They don't want to grind, but somehow they want passive income. Make that make sense. Life doesn't work that way. It's one thing to reject hustle culture, because even I reject hustle culture. I've seen what it does firsthand. It's another thing to avoid doing hard things altogether. Every successful person, no matter what path they took, had a phase where they had to grind. They had a phase where they had to struggle and they had to push through all their discomfort. You can't skip that shit. My final thought on that is Gen Z has the right mindset, but they need a better execution. If they can't find a balance with their ideals of wanting to reject outdated ideals without any real strategy for the long term thinking, they're only going to set themselves up for a really nasty economy. But if they also go too far in the opposite direction, they might be able to just create a new version of failure. I mean, not for nothing. What do you think? Are they rewriting the rules, or are they just setting themselves up for a different kind of struggle? That's my wondering. Oh, it's good, GS. When I move into my segment four, which is the economy, since I'm mentioning them with the economy, because I'm thinking about the economy that they inherited. Gen Z didn't just wake up one day and they decided to reject the whole system. That's not the way it came out. They saw how the system was already failing everybody else in real time. The economy that they have inherited is nothing like the one that, quite frankly, our parents and our grandparents had. And if we're gonna be honest, the older generation either don't want to admit it or just don't fully understand how much things have changed. Oh, I'll say it again for you guys, especially if you came in later. In the 80s and in the 90s, you could graduate high school, you could get a decent job, you could buy a house, and you can start a family, all without a degree. A single income household was normal. And the American dream was actually obtainable for the average person. Fast forward to today, that dream costs a hell of a lot more. Wages have barely moved, but everything else, rent, homes, cars, groceries, healthcare, everything else has skyrocketed. College, once heralded, once guaranteed as the path to success, has turned into a financial landmine. Millennials were once the test subjects of these scams. They were told, just get a degree, everything else will turn out fine. They followed the advice of Xers and boomers and took massive student loan debts. And they graduated into a job market that didn't value their degree. The very thing that they were promised was going to help carry them through. And Gen Z, they paid attention. They saw millennials drowning in debt, working multiple jobs that didn't even require a damn degree. And they started asking themselves, is this even worth it? Let's talk about job security because it barely exists today. Boomers stayed at companies for like 30 years. They climbed the corporate ladder and they retired with a pension. Gen X saw pensions. They saw pensions start to disappear, but at least they had 401ks and a little bit of stability. Millennials got hit with massive layoffs, especially during the recession in '08. They learned that companies will cut you loose in a heartbeat. And a lot of them were forced to start all over. By the time Gen Z rolled around, they weren't going to buy into this illusion. They weren't going to buy into the whole idea of corporate loyalty. Why would they? They just finished seeing what their parents and their grandparents was going through. They saw what their older siblings got laid off. They saw how overworked people were, how they were underpaid, undervalued. So why would they make the same careless mistakes false sense of stability in the idea of in the idea of the traditional sense. No, so that's why they care more about flexibility. They care more about freedom. They care more about the financial security of having it all on their own terms. And speaking of financial security, can we just talk about home ownership? Because even to this day, when I talk to them, boomers love to say, stop eating avocado toast and you can buy a house. Sounds weird, but people who are still working, uh, well in their 60s, and even some going up close to their 70s who are still sitting at very good positions. I heard this sitting at a table with board members who I barely see, but they came over to the district and I had to be there and because I'm one of the people, I'm a specialist in wherever I'm at, so I had to be there. So and to hear, I don't, if the younger people, these younger people just stop eating avocado toast, they could be able to buy a house. And I went, my manager had to give me the hit, like, hey, let's do the math. In the 80s, the average home price, the average home price was around, say, that 47K around. I'm talking about for the average salary. And now it's way more than that. And that means a house roughly costs 2.5 times the average income. But now the average is around $400,000, while the average salary sits around 60K. That's nearly 7 times the average. And that's if you're lucky. That is if you're lucky enough to find a house that's not getting bought up by a corporation, folks. Banks love it. Banks were already having all the houses, and now you have corporations that are buying them. So no, Gen Z isn't lazy. I think in some senses they're not even entitled. I think in a lot of ways they're looking at the way how the world's moving now and knowing that they're understanding that they need to move just differently. They need to move more realistically. Because a lot of people who are older will still believe that doing the same things were going to give them different results. What did we say about the definition of insanity? So they're deciding to not do the same things. They're deciding to be different to change the way how things move. And there are companies that are going along with it. They looked at the traditional path, they looked at college, they looked at the corporate job, they looked at home ownership, they looked at retirement, and they realized it doesn't work the way it used to. And I do meet a lot of Gen Zers who they are not rejecting hard work. They're rejecting outdated strategies that no longer guarantee success. But I think this is where the real conversation begins. Rejecting the old systems is one thing. Finding a better alternative, that's the real challenge. Because let's just be honest, not everyone can be an influencer. Not everyone is going to be built to run a business. And even with multiple income streams, financial security, it still takes discipline. It still takes strategy and it still takes time. So the question, are Gen Zer solutions actually sustainable? Or are they creating a different kind of struggle for themselves in the future? What can actually work? And I'll put this as the last segment for myself. What can actually work? Uh no, I'm a millennial. I'm not an Xer. I think we've ripped through the myths. We've called out all the pitfalls. I think that we've analyzed Gen Z. I think we analyzed where Gen Z is at, but we got to keep it a buck. Just rejecting the old system doesn't automatically make you successful. You still have to play the game. So, what actually works in today's world? And here are what my thoughts are. This is my perspective now. You got to learn high income skills. You know, forget waiting for years, 4 years on a degree. That shit is sailed. That ship is gone. That it's no longer what you think it is. The real power move, believe, is what I believe in mastering skills that pay now. So that does mean more physical jobs, guys. That means trades. That means coding. It means sales. It means digital marketing. It means AI. It means copywriting. It means cybersecurity. It means UX. It means UX and UI. We need UX and UI designers. These aren't just jobs. Honestly, they're money printers because people are always looking for them and they pay pretty damn well. You don't need a degree. You just need results. And that's the best part. Companies and even clients will pay top dollar for these skills. And that's the funny part. It's no matter where you live. I think another thing is to build multiple streams of income because that's something that millennials have also had to turn out and realize. The biggest flex isn't being a CEO. The biggest flex is not having all your money tied in one basket, in one source, one basket, putting all your eggs in one basket. A stable job plus a profitable side hustle, having investments, passive income. I think that's how you create financial options for yourself. You know, you don't have to go full entrepreneurship overnight, but stacking some income streams, you know, putting together some things that's going to protect you when layoffs do happen, trying to get away from bad bosses, you know, having enough of a nest egg for economic downturns. I think that's the way to get through. And a third thing would be playing the game. You know, playing the game, and then when the time comes, you can be able to flip the board when it comes to this whole corporate job thing. When this whole and flip the whole ideal from the inside of this whole corporate jobs are being evil because they're not. Sometimes you have bad people. It's not necessarily the businesses themselves. It's the people who decide to perform nasty practices. Some provide stability, benefits, and even experiences. But the trick is to use the system to your advantage by gaining skills, by building connections, and of course, stacking cash. And you got to leverage something that's very important because for some reason, a lot of people are not taking advantage of building connections. Because when they move on, just like you'll move on, you can find those people by just building rapport. You'll never know what your great opportunity is going to be because it could be from somebody else you already know. Don't quit your job to follow your dreams. Please don't do that. Do not follow your dreams with $100 in the bank account. Get strategic. Another one I would say is to invest early. Even if you're broke, you should be investing early. The rich don't earn money, they make their money work for them. The earlier you start investing in yourself, the more time you will have because that money will be growing. Stocks, real estate, crypto, index funds, pick your lane. But understand this as well. Inflation is eating your cash, and saving alone won't cut it. Even if you start small, just start. Next one I'll say is well, networking. Network like your life depends on it because it does. You can be the smartest, the hardest working person in the room, but if no one knows you, it won't matter. The biggest opportunities come from those who you know. not just what you know. Social media, networking events, I would say industry meetups, get in the circle because when the time is right, when people start vouching for you, doors open and they open fast. I would say start being start st- not start, but stay adaptable. And I say this for everyone, but I do put this on Gen Z a lot as well. But I say this for everybody: stay adaptable. The world changes quickly. AI is replacing jobs. Entire industries are shifting. What worked yesterday won't necessarily work today. They won't even work for tomorrow. The key, you got to stay learning. You got to stay flexible, and of course, you got to learn to pivot and know when to pivot. The people who stay and who thrive aren't the smartest. They're not even the hardworking ones. They're the ones who can see the change and adapt the fastest. That's just an evolutionary thing, and it works the same way in the work world. Oh, what's good, Resto? I appreciate you with the $10 super sticker. Like, I get it. Millennials don't really like the quote traditional path, and a lot of people don't are afraid of change, especially in the older generations. So, what's your plan? Are you setting yourself up for real success, or are you rebelling without a strategy? Because I still see people who are Xers, millennials, Zs, who are still rebelling, but they ain't got no strategy. Those are my thoughts, though. I've been letting you know what's Gen Zers are thinking. I'm letting you know what other people think their Gen Zers are not about, and I've also given you my perspective on things that should be done to help, quite frankly, in the quite frankly, for the kind of future that we should be trying to build by things that still work, but also for things that we may need to start changing. Because if we don't make the change, we cannot expect other people to change for us. We have to do something about it. But these are my thoughts. You give me yours. Link is in the chat, pinned to the top of the chat. A lot of people have their own ideas as to how they believe other people should move. But to be honest with you, a lot of people who I hear from are speaking from a place in a time that's not their own. A lot of us have revisionist histories, or rather, good old day histories, and I've had to open my mind and even have to remind other millennials who work with me. Remember when you say, "Yeah, you sound kind of old." You do know it's not like that anymore. James, what's going on, man?
Not much. Just a Gen Zer just checking in here.
Mm, I see.
One, as one trying to use the internet as his chessboard. Huh, his
All
ma-
right.
chessboard.
So as a the representative of Gen Z right now.
Yeah, I'm the representative tonight.
What are some of your thoughts on the things that I've covered for you guys? Let's go with some of the cons that I brought forth about Gen Z. Do you have any contention with some of the things that I brought up about what people may look at when it comes to Gen Z?
I think people do perceive us as lazy though a lot, and we're not as lazy as people think we are. We want to work a purpose. We don't want to work with just to work, like you said. Um, we wanna we wanna work because we value the work that we do, and it's not just to work for the money. I mean,
Would you agree though that, and again, I'm gonna be devil's advocate of it, because when I tell you that I went from a time of training mostly millennials like myself to like a great a great part of my staff is actually Zers, and a lot of people who I end up coaching now are Zers. So when I have these conversations with them, there is the aspect of you guys being lazy, and I don't see that. When I see Zers who are lazy, they're in the streets. They're not the people who are at work. When I see Zers,
Yeah.
like I think of people who are just really just they're not really trying, or they're the ones that just really work the most dead ends of jobs, like fast food or something like that. People who are actually they've actually done something or they have particular positions or responsibilities. I don't really see that in them. But at the same time, I do hear their complaints, and I just go, "You haven't experienced shit yet." Like the idea of college, right? For Gen Z that I see that come out of college, the idea that you think that because you went through college, you went through school, that that's your experience into the workforce is
Yeah, that's silly. I don't know why they think that. I
that
don't
is
know
so
why Gen Zers
laughable.
come out of college thinking that that's their experience when that's not. I mean, that might just be the fact that I'm a Southern country boy that I find that silly.
That
Like,
that's like if you have to learn
coming out of
fishing, right?
college is experience.
That's like say let's just say you have a dad, you got an uncle, he's got like a let's say a bait and tackle shop. Well, because you went online and you read a book on bait and tackles, now you think you're experienced enough to go work at his shop and tell him what the fuck is what. Get the fuck out of there.
No.
You haven't worked a day on the job. You haven't touched the shit. Everything is theory.
Yeah, it's all hearsay theory until
And the one thing that
you
no one tells
experience.
you, which is weird because this is something that goes across all generations. No one people don't prepare you by saying up front, everything you thought you knew, throw it out the window.
Yeah, because everything's got to be thrown out the window these days.
People don't tell you that walking in the door. Like when you come up, they tell you learn everything you can because it's gonna be useful in the future. They sold that to me as a millennial and everything. But when you get out into the real world, it happens even with lawyers. You go through all those years, you pass the bar, and you get into a law firm, and they say all that shit you learn, throw it out the window.
Yeah, because every law firm is different.
Right, but
That's the
what's
thing.
also different is that the way you think, you practice law, the way you were trained to think, doesn't correlate with the real world. It's the same thing in the tech world. All that shit you learned, now that you're out here, all that shit that you learned to get out into the real world, it's dead. It's already expired. We have a whole new world, and you got to learn that shit. People are going to be
Yeah,
way different than what you think it was going to be.
and I think that's where Google is going right because I think they're doing a lot of in training now. If I remember right, they're doing like a lot of tech training inside and everything now.
They
I think that's where
do,
Google is going right.
but they have a lot of soft people as well. Because
Yeah, that's their problem. Yeah, the soft
if you ever
people.
look at those videos, a day in the life
Like,
of a Google employee, and they're taking like 8 fucking lunch breaks. What the fuck
yeah, and
do
they're
you do?
protesting all the time. Like, they got time to protest. Apparently, as Google
And
employees.
don't get me
Like,
wrong. Don't get me wrong. If you make it into Google, you've earned it. I've applied for Google. There are 4 rounds of interviews.
good
4.
day. That's a lot of interviewing.
4 rounds. And if
I'll
you're
go
a
work
tech,
somewhere else.
if you're a UX or something like that, one of them are just like, "Oh, don't if you don't try to be a dev trying to go to Google. Don't it's the shit that they throw you in is ridiculous." 4 rounds. If you make it that far. If you're in, you've earned it. Don't do stupid shit to get yourself fired because it's one of the every Google employee that I've researched ever. They all said they loved working there. They loved working there. But every time I watch those videos as well, I don't see any real work being done.
I don't know how you could do work, taking 8 breaks and then
And
protesting
then
the
get
rest of the
upset when they're
time.
fired.
I
Then get upset
mean,
when they're laid off, crying.
mm,
It's crazy.
I mean, they're protesting like all the time. Like,
Yeah, in my mind is that you don't protest the job you're working at.
you do your job and go home, right? Like,
Yeah, do your job, go home. Don't protest the job you're at. If
You can
anything,
grind your teeth,
get
but just
other people who
get the
don't work
job
there to
done.
protest your job. Do not protest your job.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts. So this idea when it comes to money, right? Because I hear this from I hear back and forth between, and I guess it really depends on your financial situation. I hear a lot of Gen Z who turn around and say they want to break this kind of money, and I always tell them that you need to work this amount of time. But at the same time, like for some reason, the delusion really sets in because they want to make a shit ton of money, but they don't want to put in a shit amount of time. How do you feel about that? Like the
I,
idea that you think that you're going to make six figures, but you think that you can only work 4 to 6 hour shifts.
that's not gonna work because it just doesn't make sense. You're gonna have to work like 80 hours plus a week to make probably that much money,
And to me,
and
it's
have
all
a
about
degree on top of it.
and to me, it's all about
Technically,
what you're doing. You know, it's easier to make that kind of money being in tech.
yeah.
It is not that easy. Just it's definitely damn for sure not easy making that money, working in sales or communications without having a very big position.
Yeah, or even online. You can't do that online either unless you worked really hard to get to that position.
Right.
You've had to do years and years of work to get to that position online or even in communications.
What's going on, Tiff man?
Bear with me. I'm setting up headphones.
Gotcha. So so there were a couple, like I said, there were a few things that people complain about, and mainly even when I work at these places and I have the conversation, I've had this older woman that she stayed complaining about this younger woman that's in her department. So they're like she's X and this girl's Gen Z, and it's always one way. It's the older woman that's complaining about the younger woman. It's the younger girl
Y-
that's like, why she keeps bothering me.
Yeah, it's usually like that. For some reason, the older people like to complain about the younger people.
But it's always been like that. But it's
Yeah,
like
it
I
has.
keep looking and I go, I can't really say anything. It's not my job to say anything. But since I am likable, I don't know why, because I know I the times I walk into the office, I definitely be having RBF. Like, don't talk to me. Like, but some people like, oh, that's just him.
It's because you're a DILF. Move on.
Oh, is that what it is? Well, haven't had any kids, but okay.
Don't matter. Don't matter. It's the age. You're
um,
close to 40 and you're over a 5 out of 10. You're a DILF.
yeah. So a lot
A
of
lot of twos out there, Resla. A lot of twos out there.
Platitudes.
also true. It's also true. But some people say twos need love. What's good, Simon? But the aspect of people saying that, but there are a lot of things that I see when people say, "Oh, you just need to work harder." I see some Gen Zers who work really hard, and
Yeah.
even to a point where I look at them and I just go, "Do yourself a favor, stop working that hard. You're gonna run yourself into a fucking early grave. Don't do it." I've met, I've had to write reports for a person who was 26 and experienced their first heart attack.
Dang.
26.
Yeah, 'cause working hard don't usually get you nowhere these days.
There was a random dude Simon met
It,
at a bar last night, told him the same thing.
it's honestly not worth working hard these days. It's
Yeah.
not.
And he's logistics worker. Heart attack. I'm just like, dude, the fuck? I'm like, you need time off. Like I wouldn't say like he had like a few days. He had a few days to himself, and he literally came back. I'm like, you can stay out longer. No, no, man, I'm driving myself crazy. I'm like, dude, fuck is wrong with you?
But you're gonna kill yourself at work. I'd rather drive myself crazy than kill myself at work.
But it also came when we had to
I
have a
mean,
big conversation, and I needed to like it's one of those few times that I go to HR and I say we need to do something about him. He love his dedication and everything, but you know what actually is so what's crazy about that when I had to really have to sit down and have the conversation with him, and after about a week he really decided to take that time. I say your job is here waiting for you. You know what's the issue with him? he really does like his job, and he's also worried that him not being there will affect the fact that he's gonna get replaced. He really likes his job.
He's 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 very
So
concerned.
he likes his job, but he also feels like he needs to protect it.
Yeah, but sitting at home sucks.
It
Well, you're not
does.
being sprawled out on the floor because you didn't take care of yourself. Fucking sucks.
Yeah,
I get you.
that
That's
sucks
where
too. Cause he's
I've had
working himself to death. I mean,
in the last 2 years, I've taken almost a year off. I've had no choice because I got injured from the thing, right? And it messed up my neck really bad. And if I push myself too hard, then I won't ever get better. So it's just the way it is.
The
I
weird part is like he's not even like he's not like a supervisor or anything like that. So that means when his team gets short because people call out, and even if he's not working, he comes in because
he's one of them.
he doesn't want his team to be affected by it.
Wow, he's really dedicated to his job.
He
He
like
needs some insurance.
and I
It
mean
sounds
and I
like.
mean people like working with him and everything. When he's there, people like working with him. When he's not there, people are like, fuck this place. I was just like laughing. Like he actually likes his job, but most of all, people like working with him.
Yeah, I mean, oh, all right. So, all right, Resla, what's up? How you doing?
But
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think when you're talking about people, the civil servants. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know.
am I speaking about civil servants?
It sounds like it.
No, I'm talking about Gen Z.
Yeah, we're talking about Gen Z, my generation. And are we on the right track? Is basically the
Are they
question.
on? Do they have the right ideal as to
Right. Do
how they see
do
current
Gen
society?
Z do Gen Z understand civil servancy?
Well, there are some Gen Zers that are now entering civil
Not.
service.
I mean that question is literally pointed at the dude over there.
I don't
Who,
understand.
me?
I don't understand the point of the question.
Yeah, I don't either.
Right.
I
So
mean,
there's the
I mean,
people in the civil
are you
servants.
saying?
Okay.
Yeah, but by you saying civil service is like saying, well, that's the hardest job.
No, I mean it's a shit show. It's
For people who I know who work civil service, it's a shit show. But there are plenty of other jobs that are also a shit show.
I mean, all jobs are shit shows. To be fair, I mean
have you ever
that's
had a job,
work. It's just a shit show.
James?
I mean,
Have you ever actually had a job, James?
Oh shit.
Yes. Why on earth are you asking me
What
this?
kind of job was that?
Retail and house
which is
like
a shit show.
keeping. It was a shit show.
I don't know
Retail is a
anyone
real
that
shit
I don't know
show.
Yeah, you
anyone
ain't
who
worth a
loves
job,
retail.
bro. You don't know what it looks like, bro.
I don't
I
know
do
anyone
actually.
who
I
loves
was a cart
retail.
pusher. Thank you.
Here's a
That's my
what?
first ever job. Was a cart pusher, and I was the best darn cart pusher they had for the most
What?
part, with the exception of
Which is a
the one dude was
physically
there. It was
What?
it was a challenge
intensive
back
job.
and forth between who's the best one.
Being a cart
Are
pusher is
you?
a
Hold
physically
on, hold
I
on,
don't
hold
know.
on.
Wait. I'm trying to figure this shit out. Like, so what?
Simon, are you degrading a cart pusher person?
And that wasn't my only job that I did.
Wait.
I
Did
don't know what that means.
at my
Like,
old
god
employer.
damn.
A
I
cart
cleaned
You
the
don't-
building for the most part.
Then ask. Then ask.
What
if
is
you
it?
don't know what
I'm
that
asking
means.
him. I'm
Building
like,
for the
what is
most
that?
part.
What is it? What's that? What is it?
Cart pusher?
It's people who
It's where you
collect
get the
carts.
carts out of the parking
Rest
lot
of-
and you
let-
put them in the corral.
What?
You put carts that you use in the store to get your groceries and stuff, right? But I would be the one when I was a cart pusher that got them out of the corrals from outside and took them back in and put them in the corral in the store. That's a cart pusher, and that's a heavy job where you have to really like have a lot of muscle to do
Jackson's
that job.
crazy, man.
And then also And also another thing is during the summer, that job sucks because you're outside and it's like 80 and you're trying to push carts in. And it's
And
like,
the
you
I
winters
know,
got
are no
respect
better.
for car.
sweating, you're
I got
drenched,
respect for car people.
you're drenched in
I'm
And
trying
the
to
and the
figure out.
winters are no
you're
the winters
drenched,
are
and in the
no
winter you're
better.
trying to push cars during in the snow. You got
Yeah.
cars trying to get them in the snow during the winter.
I was just gonna say, unless you
I
are working at
literally
a place like
told
a car pusher where you're like an underground parking lot, if it's any sky above you, wintertime is a bitch because number one,
I'm
all
trying
that
to figure out, like,
I literally wanted to call out during the winter. And
I
I
still
told
don't understand what he's
person
talking
that was
about.
in
Like,
corporate
he's
that I
speaking
wanted
some
to do
crazy
that.
accent.
no,
Ass.
now I think you're
He was in
fucking
the car
around because either that tells me that you don't go shopping,
I
you
don't.
don't like you have all your food delivered to you, which means you're privileged. Then
Yeah,
outside
Yeah,
of
you're
that,
privileged. Happy
yeah,
you.
I'm hella privileged. I'm rich. I
that
told
means
you
Happy you
that
then.
means you never go out, you never go food shopping.
I don't know. I
ever.
don't. And the more like,
Have you ever had a job, Simon? Have you ever had a job? Like now, I
uh,
want to know if you ever had a job.
well, one question at a time, okay?
All right.
Yeah, I don't need to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm kind of isolated, so
So why
yeah.
does it matter if I had a job? Huh? What's
No,
relevant?
it's kind of interesting your perspective. I mean, is that a bad thing?
Interesting.
Is that a bad thing?
Yeah.
I'll tell
You
you
was the one
something,
that
right?
pushed me to have a job, and then now I
I'm
get like it was a bad thing. I wanted to know about your job status. If you ever had a job,
I'd adopt you, like, yeah, bro. Like, at the end of the day, like, right? I'm so privileged. Like, I don't really know what the fuck's going on for real. Like,
okay.
I don't.
Happy you.
Clockwork.
Happy you. But I
We
didn't
can
come
tell,
from
sir.
privilege.
We can tell.
Happy you.
I got nannies. I got people that just
I
wipe
came
my
from the
butt
working
cheeks.
class,
And
sir.
like, I swear to God,
I came from the
yeah, I
working
know.
class.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? But
Happy you.
let's have a conversation about it. I'm trying to understand because I don't want nannies. I don't like them. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I thought we were talking about Gen Z, Rez.
I was
That's what we're talking about.
Well, I mean, he couldn't even answer me. Y'all talked right over fucking top of him, and I couldn't hear what he was saying. Damn.
You
a little politeness.
You calm down. You calm down, bro.
You calm down, Mr. Rich Man, Mr. fucking Goldfinger up my ass shit.
Why are you so mad that I'm rich? What's your fucking problem, bro?
I'm not mad.
No one.
You are for some strange reason.
Okay, let's bring this back.
Shut up.
No one's mad that you're rich. People are upset that you're disrespectful. I came in this chat probably 10 minutes ago and I literally heard you start with, you don't even know about a real job. You're Gen Z. What is a real job? Have you ever had a real job? Then the man told you what jobs he's had, which are real fucking jobs. They're physical jobs that fucking tire you at the end of the day. You tried to tell him he's never had a real job. You asked him what he's had. He told you and you immediately started laughing at him. Nothing was fucking funny, but you started laughing at him. Then after all that, you will go on to say you've never had a real job because you're rich. So why the fuck were you trying to belittle him in the first place by being like, you've never had a real job? What jobs have you had? Just to end up saying you've never had a real job your damn self. This is why people
Thank
don't
you
like
for
you, Simon.
saving
You
me
are
the trouble of saying
disrespectful.
all that. Thank you so much.
You're disrespectful. You sat here and disrespected this young man who, even though he is young, he is a fucking man. And you sat here disrespecting him for no reason.
I apologize.
Great. Goodbye then.
Ooh.
Woohoo. Dismissed, motherfucker.
Hey.
Yeah.
Dismissed. Wow.
At least give me a chance. God damn. Like, I ain't even get a chance to rebuke. You know what I'm saying? Wow. I do appreciate that. And I'm obnoxious. I said that from the bank. Like, it's not like I ain't. So if you're speaking to me, please do understand that I'm obnoxious, okay?
Well, that's
I mean, even during my downtime, I'd help other departments out. Even during my downtime, when I was working nights doing cart pushing because I didn't have nothing to do there near the end of the shift, so I'd help clean the building even before I started ever cleaning the building, even though I wasn't supposed to, because I wasn't supposed to use the little thing where you get the water out for the mops to mop the floor.
Oh yeah, you weren't trained on that piece of equipment. So
yeah, I wasn't trained on that piece of equipment. I wasn't supposed to use it, but I didn't know
That's important. You gotta have women.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know it was a problem, but either way, Yeah.
Well, I mean, I had a job. They told me to go drive the forklift. Fuck, I didn't have a forklift driver's license. I didn't know you needed
Oh, you didn't
one.
have the little
Yeah. No, I didn't have the
card
little
thing
card.
for the
No.
forklift.
I didn't know I needed one. I was like, it's a forklift. Do I need a license to drive a bike? I mean, come on. Yeah.
Oh,
you
you need
you
like
absolutely do.
training to do a
I
forklift.
can't tell you how many freaking reports of damage I have because of people who are not trained on forklifts.
Well, okay.
Because
Because people believe that driving a
my
forklift is like
dad had to
driving
get
everything else.
that.
It is not. I've trained.
Yeah, you got to be coordinated to drive a
Yes.
forklift. Yeah.
And I mean, and I see people whip that thing around corners. I'm like, honk your fucking horns.
Yeah. Burp, burp. Whoops.
Beep beep. Excuse me.
And you see all that weight on the back end just swing. Oh my lord.
Oh yeah, you pick up too much.
Yeah,
in the
you're
front,
terrified.
Yeah, you done fucked up. Yeah, if you picked up too much weight in the front, the whole thing will go over. Yeah.
Yeah.
People like I have to literally teach people like that. Like I have to teach them about the weight. I have to teach about the distribution. Like they give you a nice little triangle. Like I was a trainer for 2 years.
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember that. Well, I mean, I haven't drove one for years, but yeah, the whole little triangle thing, that was
Yeah, I'd be terrified to drive a forklift.
And I hate it. I hated going to those trainings every 3-4 years. Cause like you're there an entire day. An entire day.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, like every 3 years, you had to go in to re-up your fucking license and shit.
And
Yeah,
I mean it takes like an
Yeah.
entire shift. 8 hours, you are there.
uh-huh.
Yeah, and yeah, it seems terrible having to go through that. Because my dad had to go through that. My dad's got.
Oh, it's the same thing I did asbestos abatement, which
So,
means I just
yeah.
removed and contained asbestos in like
Oh, mom.
factories and shit. Yeah, well, I mean, it's everywhere on pipes and the ceiling.
Oh,
Yeah, and you had to go retrain for that every 2 years. You had to go sit.
I'm so like astounded that actually went down in the US. Like you actually went around to the asbestos houses and you did that shit.
We went and removed the asbestos from the places that it was infested in, so it didn't leak into the environment and give everybody cancer even more than we already got. Yeah, but yeah, it was a job, and we did it for a while.
Yeah, tough job, I'm sure.
You're walking around in a fucking,
man.
It's a dangerous job.
Yeah, you thought I was working
and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, you thought I was working in a bio weapons lab and shit. Yeah, I had a suit on like that.
Oh, hazmat. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
right. Boom.
You probably had to tape it up and like seal it that way, because it was so dangerous.
I
and we had to take a shower.
Not a joke.
Yeah, when we got done with our shift, we had to walk through this fucking pressure washer thing.
Cool's back up in this bitch.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yep. That's what
I know.
Yeah, you had to clean yourself. Yep.
We did this. We did that too when we let all the employees when we put all the employees on furlough for the lockdown, and we had to fumigate the entire place. I had to
you had to disinfect it, and
we walked around in hazmat, and then even after when we left, we had to get that whole wash down just like you.
Yeah, that's about as close as being in a spacesuit as you're gonna get on the planet.
Yeah. I wouldn't call it that close, but I'm just saying furlough was like an ingenious thing that came from England, and you guys didn't even tap into it. So
furlough, is that what you said?
Furlough, yeah.
Well,
yeah, we gave you furlough. Okay, every time I come up here, you want to antagonize me about being the English dude. We always give you this shit.
Special. You've got Big Ben.
England gave us everything.
Ooh, we've got Stonehenge.
Yeah, think about that.
You can't even figure out what Stonehenge is for.
So let's
it was
a little bit. Let's look at a little bit of a difference.
I love my bro over here, man.
Stonehenge was a cock ring for the giant from Neverending Story.
Hold up, everybody.
That's facts, nigga.
Hold up.
Hold up. So I do want to talk about, since we have different age ranges in here, and we got got James over here, who are Gen Zer. One of the things that I talk about is the difference that I still see today is just the the real big difference between especially when I see Xers, millennials, and I say millennials are stuck in the beginning. Most people don't only look at Z and they look at Xers and then boomers. A lot of people don't even really look at millennials. I guess we're almost categorized millennials, but also categorized as Gen X for some reason. And I think it's because we were never just officially called Gen Y. I just think it's just what it is.
Joe's so old.
Yeah, what's the fucking point?
Joe's so old, he's a Flintstone.
Hey, listen. I do too. But
it's kind of interesting
money,
how
right?
everyone cycles around things.
Yeah.
And they don't
But
want to even
the aspect of money, right? The aspect of money.
Speak your piece, bro.
I go, thank you. I would like to. So so the aspect of money, right? I see more of Gen Z wanting to go out and be out in the world and experience things rather than I see a lot of people who are millennials and Xers even who just really are fixated on money.
Yeah,
right.
I would agree. I'm more want to experience things than deal with money. I'm more.
You know why?
I mean, money's
you
cool
know,
and all, but I just want to get enough money to have a family,
right,
and that's it. I don't care about anything else.
I didn't want to be rude, okay? I didn't want to.
But you are. But
shut
you
up.
are.
You don't want to be rude, then just don't.
Yeah,
just don't. Just don't.
Finish.
But he I'm sorry, he's just
he was speaking as the only Gen Zer up here.
Yeah, but he
yeah, I don't care about money.
Yeah, but let guy finish. James, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
But like I said, I don't care about money that much. As long as I got enough money to have a family and get by and survive, money's irrelevant to me. I want to experience life. I want to go out there.
Can I ask him a question then? Can I do that? Can we do it that way?
See places.
James,
can
Simon ask you a question?
I guess depends on what the question is.
It's about what you're speaking about, right? No, I'm just being real with you. Like, no, I'm not trying to be rude. Okay.
If you're not gonna take the stage, Simon, it's logical.
No.
I'm like, ask your question. Stop building suspense.
Okay.
Quit filibustering and just spit it out, man.
Do you have
that's a lot of time.
Wait. Do you have money in your pocket?
What?
Do you have money in your pocket?
Do I have what in my pocket?
Do you have money in your pocket?
Like cash? Like we talking about cash or card? Because I got card. I've really got.
He only gets one question, right?
It's got cash on it.
Yeah, he got that one question.
Yeah, the question didn't make much sense because guess what?
It's not supposed to. Wait.
That's your only question.
No,
you said one. You said one question.
You got your question in, Simon.
Come on, bro.
Are you laying there in your pajamas with like $1,000 in your pocket? Is that what you're trying to say?
Let me
He's trying to say dude's broke because he doesn't make money a priority.
You see his face right now. Do you have money in your pocket?
You asked him that.
No.
You just asked him that.
Let's stop for a second.
Well, stop asking the same question.
You have money in your pocket.
I don't have cash.
Oh, you're so prolific, Simon. Oh, every word that comes out of your mouth is enthralling. Please talk more.
If you have a point, you should just be getting to it.
No, what I'm trying to understand is we need to resonate with our young people because they don't have money in their pocket.
Sir, apparently you're old because I resonate with them.
No,
we don't carry money no more, sir. Money's outdated. Cash is not king no more. It's hard now.
I've got children. My children resonate like this dude over here, and he sympathized with me in a way that I didn't see for a long damn time. And shout out to you, bro, because like my daughter is 18. And like she shouts out to me like you shout out to the rest of the world when you didn't even know what the fuck I was talking about in the first fucking place. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Money. I know what a dollar bill is. I know what cash is.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, who doesn't know what a cash is? Like a Benjamin,
exactly.
like a
Cash is not
Abraham
gone.
Lincoln, like a George Washington. I
well,
mean, who
They still
doesn't know
print
what
money,
cash
Simon.
is?
What the
if I
hell?
could, if I could
I'm not an
speak,
idiot.
yeah, if I could speak to Simon in a language he might understand, if I may quote Led Zeppelin, I don't walk around with a pocket full of fucking gold all the time. Okay,
Yo, I know Led Zeppelin.
that's not how it works. That's not how it works anymore.
I think
know,
his point was
I
not
know
in
Led
the
Zeppelin.
pocket
Do you
literally.
know
I
Led
think it
Zeppelin?
just meant that they are broker because they don't
I
chase
can
money.
introduce you to Led Zeppelin tomorrow if you
We
want.
did that's
Well,
just
okay, I
from
take
the
experience.
conversation.
I don't care.
Yeah,
About
yeah,
it.
okay.
Like, what's money?
Yeah. I'm not doing that. I'm reaching out to the youth, nigga.
Cool, because
what?
If he's gonna judge him based on the fact that he's in his 20s just starting and this motherfucker sitting here in
Good
his
point.
40s. What the
Good
fuck?
point. That's what I was trying to
We're
say.
having a
It's
real
logical that the
interesting
young man
conversation.
Confucius
And then
said
also,
that
the question itself is a comparisons question. Why would you be comparing yourself to? Why would you be comparing yourself to someone who's just starting?
Yo, it's not a comparison. Well,
It's a comparison question.
Yeah,
no,
you're gonna lose.
No,
this one.
I'm looking at him like he's my son. So it's just like
It's a
I'm not your
comparison.
son. I'm probably older than you fucking are.
Okay.
I'm not your kid.
Because it's a comparison question. Because you say
I wasn't speaking to you. Like
He wasn't
I don't
speaking to
give
you.
a fuck.
Clockwork. He's
No,
talking
I
about
wasn't
me, not
speaking to
you.
you. You were the one that was interfacing. I was speaking
You're
to you
looking
at
at him
all.
as if he was your son, right? Would your
Not
son be
speaking to-
making money at that point? No.
What?
Well, technically, his son would have money because his father's rich. So
No, his son wouldn't be making money. His son would be picking up an allowance. He's not making a goddamn thing because he's not earning a goddamn thing.
Yo, wrestler, now you're gonna get on my fucking tits.
Wait.
Okay?
Are we assuming Simon is rich?
Oh no, yes.
Well, Simon says he's rich.
That's a claim.
Oh,
rich
okay.
as a bitch.
All
I'm rich as a
right.
I'm going
bitch.
based
I'm rich
on
as
the
a
claim,
bitch. Don't
though.
worry
I'm
about
just
it.
going based
All
on the
right.
claim.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, he
I-
says he's
I
got
can't
more
say
money.
Now, look. What I want
No.
you guys to do is acknowledge that you could be as rich as me. That's what I want you
Simon
guys to do.
says,
Well,
Simon says,
I must definitely be richer
So
than you
it
because
is.
you ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, I want you to. I want you to. That's what I want you to
I'm
guys.
definitely as rich as
Who
you.
knows?
Exactly. That's
Who
what I
knows
want
if
you
the
guys
amount
to
of
do.
wealth
We don't
that
follow the
someone
whole
could have?
narrative.
That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna get richest of the motherfuckers on earth. Do you know what I'm saying?
Richest Simon, by richest Simon, you definitely mean money, right? You do not mean friendship and happiness, which are the true wealth. You're not talking about that, right? You lose that battle.
yeah, he's got more gold than Scrooge McDuck, I guess. So,
no,
well, we don't know that he wins
I don't
that
even know if
one.
we want to
But
have that conversation right now.
we're talking about money, though, right? We're not talking about the other thing,
No,
which
yeah,
I would
mean,
fight for. Riches are really about family,
talking about
friends, and
assets.
relationships, and your relationship with God. I would say those things are
We're
riches.
talking about assets. We're talking about assets.
He cannot be rich. You know why? Rich people don't spend their time on panels every day.
That's a great point.
Talking about how rich they are. It's phenomenal.
if I was rich, hey, look, if I was rich, I would be in a jacuzzi, sipping on gin and juice and smoking big fucking fat blunt.
Well,
worried
that's
about
you, right?
me.
That's cool. That's your preference, right? That's cool. You know,
you prefer panels. I get it.
Your
that's literally
I know.
a probability.
I know.
That's literally a probability.
I know the people I work with are gonna be better than me in 20, 30. That's all I know.
You mean richer when you say better again, you're talking about money. You are not talking about morals. I asked you a question. I wasn't speaking about anything.
Ain't about me, bro. Most of the time, most of you niggas.
You say they're gonna be better. What do you mean they're better than you? Can you clarify yourself without losing your fucking? Excuse me. Can you clarify yourself without losing your mind like you're a fucking child?
Get the fuck out of here, bro. Ain't about me. I'm gonna be dead.
Can you clarify yourself without fucking losing your mind and acting? You say most of the people who work with you are better than you. What do you mean?
Ooh.
You say most of the people, God, bro.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Most of the people you work with are better than you. What did you mean?
I represent people that I want them to be in a position where they can actually do something in 5 years' time when I can't do anything. That's my position.
I
Okay?
think I understand what you're saying.
Look, I'm not up here trying to be egotistical.
Sure you are.
Too late.
Yeah, whatever. Like, I'm just saying, like, you can say what the fuck you want, bitch. I'll fuck you, play you out in that minute. Right?
What are you, 3 years old? No, not right. You sound like a fucking child.
I'll take the
Listen,
challenge.
I ain't got that time, nigga.
I'll take the challenge.
I'm out
I'll
in
take the
5
challenge
years,
now.
nigga. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, go ahead. Go play Resla out. Go ahead.
I'm your
Show us.
Huckleberry. How
You see
how
these
how
dumb
how you gonna
motherfuckers,
update
like,
me?
at the end of the day, it's like, yo, I got
come
a
on.
condition. I got a condition. I ain't gonna be around here.
Hey,
I know this for a fact.
Hey, look.
Oh, promises, promises.
You know this
Look,
for
Do
a
your
fact.
shit on YouTube. Do your shit.
Look,
Wherever.
I got a condition.
Wherever.
Hey,
Do your shit. I'll be supporting.
hey, I got a
you.
condition too, Simon.
You're gonna
We
see
all
this
do.
play out. You're gonna see it play out, and you're gonna fucking wrap your lips around your fucking dick, nigga.
Why don't you
Like,
go
at the end
type
of the
this all
day,
into chat so we can talk?
Somebody got it.
do this
Somebody
shit all
went
day,
with
fucking
you.
Yeah,
day,
you're
all
just
day.
mad and
Yeah,
grandstanding.
Just
Actually.
go type
I'm
all
so
of this
fucking
into
real.
chat. We'll put it on the screen and laugh at you.
You put it on the screen and laugh at what? I'll laugh at the screen, laugh at
Go
your
type all
granny,
this nonsense into chat
bitch.
so that we can actually have a conversation.
Honestly,
Yeah, no
Simon,
shit.
Wrestler,
Wait,
talking-
what, in the
which-
background or some shit like that?
you're
What you talking
talking a
about?
lot, but you're saying nothing.
Nothing.
Wrestler, which category from yesterday does Simon fall into? Remember the 7, I think it was different. Which category does my man
one
fit
that-
into?
Oh,
you talking about
I
the
haven't
rich?
watched-
The
one that
wrath, the envy,
Why'd you
lust.
bring him up here? You guys are weird. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Well,
why'd
then
you bring
fuck
him up
off,
here?
man. You're the weird one here.
Do they destroy
the one
panels?
saying,
Do they
"I
make
got a
them better? Or
condition."
do they kill so and so?
Coming from somebody that never cams up, okay?
Oh, hey, I've not seen you on cam either, have I?
No.
And
Well,
don't
go
say
to my
never.
channel.
Never say
Go-
never.
go-
Never say
What?
shut
You've
the
never
fuck
seen me
up.
cam up?
Never
All right,
say never.
All right, I'll come up
Because
right
I
now.
have
You're
been
gonna.
on
All right, I'll do it.
cam.
Okay,
Hey,
all right, let's
look,
do this.
can you shut your fucking whorehole for
No
a
one
second?
cares
Let
if you
somebody
cam
else
up,
talk.
bro. No one cares. Don't listen to that dude. No one cares.
All right, I'm here. Where are you?
See,
I don't know
now
what
you've
that's-
let him just successfully distract the show some more, which is all he
Well,
wanted.
fair enough.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
I'm
Honestly,
here. Where are you?
honestly, Simon,
Where are
you come
you?
off with someone who
Well,
Looks like a
talk to me.
ghost to me.
Talk.
I'm trying to figure out how
Talk.
you
Talk.
rich if you need this much attention.
Nah, it's
He's
still stupid.
begging for my attention for some reason. He wants to see me on cam. I don't know what his kink is, but I don't kink shame. So yeah,
No, you said it. You said
I've been
What you
on
said.
cam before. I didn't say
said-
I'd come on cam now.
you said what you said. I'm here. Okay. Well, fuck you. Like, you chatting shit, right?
You drink,
He
bro.
wants to print off a picture of you and skeet on it.
Ooh,
Mm.
damn, no, thank you. That's a hard pass.
Wrestler, get control of your panel, man. These niggas are chatting shit. It's crazy.
If you really want me to get
Weird.
into my
Weird as
no,
a
you really want me
motherfucker.
to
You
get
know
into
what
my
I'm
Yeah,
saying?
don't encourage him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome
You
to
sure you wanna
Spring.
encourage me
I
with
mean,
that?
I could be on
Careful
live all
what
day
you
long,
fucking-
like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Careful what you wish for.
What? Like,
Be
you owe
careful
me
what
something?
you wish for.
I know what that shit. Look, don't do that CIA shit on me, bitch. Like, anyway, you feel I don't know what the fuck you're speaking about?
Funny you'd say that.
Funny you'd
Cause
say
I ain't
that.
stupid, you dumb motherfucker. You play this YouTube shit with me.
Yeah.
I ain't YouTube, nigga. I don't give a fuck about all this shit. I ain't give a fucking my channel's monetized, all this fucking bullshit. Nigga, yo, you ain't fucking playing me? Really?
Dude, what? Be nice, John. Be
Yeah,
nice.
be nice, nigga. I'll get all of yo. Don't give no.
You still waiting on you to get wrestler. You ain't did nothing. Just run your mouth.
No, rest is cool, man.
Okay.
Rest is cool. Like he came over to Rose. He was like, "Yo, I fucked up with Mel." He still went over to LA and tolerated that shit. I was like, "What?"
Why do you hate that, Joe? When
It's funny to me.
yeah.
Hey, James, welcome back.
I was like, what?
Hey James, welcome back. So I'm new here, so can you please explain to me what's going on here? Because these people are crazy.
No,
You're not new here,
you're
Tin
out of
Man.
loop, nigga. You're out of loop.
I don't know what's going on here,
He
Tin Man.
said,
bruh.
James, Simon, you said you like Resla. Do you like him enough to let his panel progress? Temp was talking to James. Please let everyone else get an opportunity, please.
You know anything
Or
about
not,
radio?
or you could just
radio transmitters. Do you know anything
Yeah.
about that? Do you know about anything about radio transmitters?
I don't
Who,
want to
me?
encourage you.
Who, me?
Right? I don't want to encourage you, bro. I
Hi.
feel like some drug addict codependent if I'm helping you do the right shit, right?
Cold.
Me
What?
and Joe are
Oh,
rolling the same
in
You know,
boat.
every time I
Yeah.
see
When we take a
like,
hit, they make us
you're like one
laugh.
of these. You're like one of these army like pro. You're like one of these army fucking widows, like trying to act like you've been in the army and you've never been. You know what I'm saying? What the
Yes,
fuck?
I totally understand what you're talking about, but that reference.
Yeah, I mean,
Totally
What the fuck you
understand.
talking about, bro?
I have
I
no
have
idea.
no
what
idea.
you're talking about.
Look, me and Joe, we sitting here getting high. Bresla's taking this.
Poll in the chat.
On
folks.
YouTube,
There's a
don't fucking
poll
speak to me like that
in
shit.
the chat.
I'm gonna get the fuck out of here because you're weird, man, bro. I ain't
Man,
playing
bro,
with you.
cuz what? Are you talking to me?
I like wrestler. You're weird, bro. You don't even know who the fuck you're speaking to. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And I don't care.
And you're white at the same time. That's weird as fuck to me. I'm just like, what?
Well, hey, look, get used to it.
Get used to what? At least I can appreciate this dude. That's like some geek fucking into the fucking internet and all that shit, trying to disfranchise our whole fucking situation. He's trying to work out how you can do a whole block out. No, he's trying to work out how you can do a whole block out. In terms
You
of
think you know how I think, but you don't know anything about how I think. So you only know what you think you know.
You're weak, nigga. You're weak. You're weak.
No.
All right, so
how many years did you serve in your country's military? None? Am I hearing a big goose egg?
Can't answer if it doesn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, I was in there for 8. I served my 8, and then I got the fuck out. What did you do?
Thank you for service, sir.
Nonsense.
Yeah.
I would love to ask him how effective
so,
that 8 years was,
wait a
but
second.
Simon will never let me
know.
engage that conversation.
Well, some of the shit I can't.
No, I'll tell you why this is so insulting, right? Because I've served since I was born. You know what I'm saying? I ain't ever fucking.
Oh, I don't know what you're saying.
No, we don't know what you're saying.
No, wait a second. No, you don't understand. You don't
understand, man. We
he grew up on the streets.
It's a joke to you. You find it hilarious. It's just like, oh, nah, what?
Yes.
I think you're saying whatever you need to say to just keep talking.
What you want to fucking say, hoe?
Yeah,
but you're a hoe. You now sound like a fucking hoe.
Your anxiety is just fucking showing.
Like, yo, bro, like I've been serving since I was born. I was born into this shit. Also an experiment. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, hey,
he's an X-Men.
He's an X-Men.
Join the rest of us in this big experiment of the life, the universe, and everything. I mean, okay. Yeah, join us.
You're weird. Let's get some ice cream up in this bitch, and I'll swallow you up. Yo, you don't know what the fuck I'm susceptible to.
Wait, I know that thing.
Yeah, you want to be fucking real careful because I'll trap you.
No. Come up here. I dare you. I dare you.
You dare what? You dare what? What
you track me down and fucking do your shit. All right, come on. Bring it.
All right. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna bring up.
Supposed to be talking about Gen Z, my generation.
Let
And
me
then this whole
demonstrate.
conversation
I'll
got
just
a
see this as a
whole
The whole
derailed.
demonstration.
thing is
I'll do
the
this as a
whole
Like,
the whole
demonstration.
thing
I'll
has
do
got
this as a
taken over by
demonstration.
Simus because
I'm
he
gonna
can't
bring up
shut the
this.
fuck up
I'm
and
gonna
got to
bring up.
slap his
I'm
dick on
gonna
the
bring up
table.
this person. I'm gonna bring up this person in real life.
He got to slap his dick on the
We
table.
give him way too much time, Resla. Way too
Mm-mm.
much.
Mm-mm.
You got to start that flow.
Simon, you are monopolizing the conversation.
Time voted in the
Oh,
chat.
sweet
75%.
Jesus.
thank
Don't know who's the one
goodness,
that
thank
voted
goodness. I
on the
want to
other
talk about
way,
my
but
generation.
that's it.
But yeah, I mean,
I don't know what that
what
nonsense.
the fuck, man? I mean,
I
gotta
was
give
going to
you guys
ask you,
the
fucking,
time to
Wrestler. I
vote.
didn't
I'm
want to
sorry.
distract, but I want to know what the fuck you thought that was. Why is he doing that? What is he doing? I wanted to know.
That's
What the fuck was that? When your perception, you're wise motherfucker. Tomorrow you'll probably talk about it on your intro. What the fuck did I just witness? Why is that? Why does he feel
Stop it. You're the master at that.
I don't know. I'd like to think that I'd like to
So,
keep
by
conversation
by the
going.
way, Joe Cool, that was number 6. That was
Okay.
pride, self-importance.
All right. I go for that.
oh, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Vanity, vanity. There's
Usually
another.
when I push through in a panel, I'm just trying to make a joke, right? Like I'm trying to make the jokes and joke around and stuff like that. I can't imagine sitting there and just rattling on like that forever and ever
He'd
about
have to be
nothing.
the center of
not
attention.
taking a
Wrestler
breath.
would be on or something. Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
that
and I'm
was, man.
sorry. I'm sorry that when I popped in, I did pop off on the guy because he was saying some of the fucking most aggravating shit.
Wait. There is
heard
no
in a
I'm
long
sorry
time.
because I fell for the troll and added to it. There is no I'm sorry. Just do better next time, man. When his
Well,
5
I'm,
minutes or whatever
I'm,
up,
I'm
don't
working
do
on
the
my
same
trolls.
thing and indulge his fucking his bullshit.
Pretty much
Well,
just
I was trying
fell on
to.
a lot of areas. Harassing strangers for content.
I say we burn the
provoking
witch.
having to get
Burn the witch. But yeah,
Guys,
I was trying to troll the guy without him knowing I was trolling him, and I guess I need to work on that. Yeah.
I don't know. It was all
And I
just
just
like
got
fucking.
aggravated. Yeah, I just
I got a limited battery
Yeah,
and I didn't want
I
to
hate to
jag
say
it
that
off.
you can't aggravate a troll.
Yeah, because
Yeah, he's
trolls
a
just
superstar. He was loving that
they
shit. It keeps him on stage. You're only
You
helping.
were literally feeding him.
Yeah,
feed
you
off.
suck at it.
Hey, fuck this 3 Billy Goats gruff shit. Bring like 6 or 8. Yeah. What do you like 3? God damn, that's barely a mouthful. I'm sorry.
And I still
I've
didn't get the
seriously
point.
considered
Why
when
questions
those trolls start that nonsense, just start reading like Dr. Zeus or something over it.
He gonna talk
Like
over
just
you.
the most nonsensical thing. Sorry, go ahead.
Wouldn't
I
stop
was
him.
just saying he's gonna talk over you. He must be the center of attention, and if he can't get it in what he thinks is a positive way, everybody don't think he's brilliant. He will result to name calling, but he will take over. He must, for some reason. It's in his genetics or something.
Yeah. Oh,
There's
and I
no
was
chill.
gonna say, yeah, I was gonna say 10th man. Yeah, pick up green eggs and ham and start reading that shit. Sam I am. Yeah.
I have actually related it many times, well, especially when people are just screaming at each other, to just dogs barking at each other. There's no difference.
Yeah, it's I hate to say it, but that's the one pet peeve that I could think that I have. I can listen to anything as long as people aren't talking over each other.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was raised. My parents, my grandparents, my aunts and uncles raised me to be polite. If somebody's talking, you don't talk because you can't talk and listen at the same time. You can't fucking do it. You can't.
And if the host is
So
talking,
two things
shut
there.
the fuck up.
So
Yeah.
2 things there. Number 1, wasn't interested in you talking. They weren't interested in listening.
Very good. Very
Well,
good.
that's true too.
I'm glad you finally learned that lesson, Joe. It only took you 6 years.
Well, yeah, it's like talking to a little kid.
Right.
You have to tell them over and over and over and over again, and it might stick and it might not.
It will not. It's irrelevant. He's just dancing and performing. He don't care if you throw banana peels on him. It's not going to deter him. The show must go on at all costs. You're not going to enlighten that motherfucker. It's got to be a different approach. If you're going to change his behavior, I don't know what it is. I could come up with a couple things, but they're really negative, and I wouldn't want to suggest them.
Yeah, but I don't think you can change people who act like that. You can't change their behavior because they think they're right. This is the way we're supposed to be. No, it's not. But yeah, at least we're not choking on our bong hits now, Joe.
Now,
I am
now,
shit. That's it.
now we can get the actual conversation back to what we're supposed to be talking about.
Yes, Gen X, Gen Z. I think Gen X is superior in every way. Gen Z are lazy bums. What do you guys say?
Not even
I don't
close.
think so. I disagree that my generation is lazy. It's just the fact that we're going about it different than Gen X.
What about this? That was a bullshit
like
argument.
it,
Let me
so,
give a real
know.
argument. Don't debate a bullshit argument. I was having fun. Here, let me give you a real one that I hear people say all the time. Gen Z is soft. Because you cats ain't been through nothing. I don't know who's Gen Z on here. You ain't been through nothing. All you've been doing is you can sit at home and do computer. You don't know how to work a lawnmower, change a flat tire. What about that argument that I hear all the damn time?
I'm probably the only Gen Z on panel, so I'm.
You are.
Because I don't think Tint Man is Gen Z, and I know Clockwork ain't Gen Z.
I'm almost as old as Joe.
Y'all two over here on camera, Resla there, Joe.
And I have a 4-digit social security number. That's how old I
am. Yeah.
So, oh wow, that's pretty. Yeah. That'd be pretty old then if you have a 4-digit social security number.
Well, you know, 4 digits. And the first 3 digits start with 0.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that's like Stone Age. That's Flintstone right there.
It's like 00000000000.
I was in line with the Flintstones when they was handing that shit out. I'd have got a 3-digit, but I was a day late.
Well, I'm always a day late.
So do you view your generation as being soft, James?
That's
some
a yes.
are, some aren't. It's a mixture.
All right, James.
Well, you know what? Let me get your example. What do you think when older generations say that your generation is soft? What do you think they mean by that?
Like question. we can't take certain words and we get offended by them and
very good.
That's one big
good
thing.
Argument.
What they mean by soft. We can't seem to do the tough jobs that people used to do because we're used to being in working in retail and service industry jobs.
Yeah, driving everywhere.
Versus working like
fuck that, man. Hey, look, I grew up digging ditches. Okay, let me hand you a shovel.
That's what I was gonna get to. Digging ditches. We're not used to digging ditches.
Let me hand you a shovel and you work at that end and I'll work at this end and we'll meet in the middle somewhere.
Well, I would say that I would say I wouldn't even worry about that part because quite frankly, there are millennials and Xers still digging ditches.
Never working
retail.
Yeah. Plus, that's gonna get automated one day. The digging ditches and stuff. It's gonna get automated.
Well,
and
they tried that.
Where things is going.
Oh, sorry. I'll shut up. Go ahead.
Why is that a good thing? Because you can't dig a ditch to change a tire. I don't know.
I never said it was a good thing.
Wait. I don't know how heavy these things are. I would assume that you were developing other skills while you weren't digging ditches, which is not a great feat. You were developing other skills. What advantages do you have on the old fucks?
Yeah.
I never said it was a good thing. First off,
well, I mean,
don't debate that part of it though.
You can't dig. I mean, you can dig ditches. It ain't that. Well, I mean, it ain't that difficult parts in the concept of knowing how to dig a ditch. It's rather the muscle power that would.
I was just trying to use that to get to the bigger point that surely you guys have developed skills that you could use as an argument against. Right.
Well,
they have a whole bunch of genders and they cry a lot.
No. We have the ones who are actually smart and aren't crying and stuff. We have tech skills. We have
that's what I was trying to go. Yeah.
We're not out here crying.
However, you
everything.
have an advantage, man. I got one email because I'm not good at the shit, right? I got all these fucking issues, and tech seems to be the way of the future. My dick and ditch skills seem like they're gonna, they gonna have a robot for that shit.
Yeah, automated. Yeah, it's all gonna be automated. You're gonna need someone to be doing the programming.
Some young motherfucker gonna program it, right?
We're gonna be doing programming.
Joe, remember when you
yeah.
had? Remember when Joe?
Like,
Remember when you
we're
used to
gonna be
have
like, we're
to?
gonna be like Elon
Either
Musk,
man says,
programming stuff.
Gen Z's looking like the best generation.
So,
Joe,
yeah.
remember when you used to have to move your feet really fast in that car with stone wheels to be able to drive places?
I used to use a sickle to cut my grass, damn it, and you guys have fucking lawn.
Oh, the thing that spins round and around that you have to push, and it's got the blades. You have to push it, and the blades.
No, he means like the Grim Reaper hats, like the Grim Reaper.
Yeah, that thing.
Like the things they use, like in the fifth. I don't know, the Grim Reaper thing.
The 1900s, bro. Way back
we're
when.
talking about, we're talking about the weed whacker, then. We're talking about the weed
whacker.
no.
He's so young, he don't even know what I'm talking about.
You're speaking a completely different language. You're speaking Egyptian.
Wait a minute. I thought you said the weed thing.
It's like a giant knife on a stick.
Yeah.
Like the Russians. Okay.
Like the Grim Reaper.
Yeah, I get it. Like the Russians. Yeah, okay.
He doesn't even know what the Grim Reaper is.
Oh well.
The Grim Reaper, yeah.
Gonna get you.
That
big thing that's over his neck when he holds
Yeah, but the Russians use that thing, don't they? Like what the Grim Reaper uses.
They probably some people still use them, I'm sure.
Yeah. I think they use that in the fields, the Russians.
It was the USSR flag.
Well, the USSR are Russians, sir. They are Russians.
The USSR was the United Republic of whatever.
Your mic is covered.
Russians, sir.
What's up, man?
Communist Russians, sir.
He's trying to see what the acronym stood for.
Soviet Socialist Republic.
Thank you.
The guy talking right now, your mic is covered.
So this is a sickle.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I got you.
Well, that's a sigh, actually.
It's true. The sickle would have the piece of the hole, but
the sickle was just a little handhold thing.
Right, it's just a hand.
Yeah, they had a sickle. They had a sickle on Call of Duty Black Ops. On zombies.
Yeah, I love Call of Duty.
So
I don't watch a lot of zombie playing.
They had it on Ascension, my favorite map. Ascension.
Okay. What do you watch now? Yo, you watch or play now?
Was it something
I'm playing Call of Duty Black Ops 6 now. That's my
what do you want to say, Milker?
I want to make one comment on the whole generation thing. Every generation thinks the next generation is weak and had it easier. When I was a kid, people would be saying, "You don't know what it's like. We had to fight Indians." It's like it's always, hey, my granddad had to beat off dinosaurs. I don't know why you'd want to beat off a dinosaur.
And this is coming from an Amish guy. This is an Amish guy telling you this.
That's just every.
Wait a minute, how's he Amish, sir?
And this latest generation is weak.
Look at my hair straight.
It would be impossible for the Amish.
Oh, okay.
Good luck, Resla. Good luck.
I'm out of
tonight I went to a special needs dance. Another one. And look at my hair straight. Yeah, pretty ass. Yes, I did. You're like, okay. This girl's weird. This girl pretty.
I know we're trying to talk about Gen Z, and then
I'm sorry.
Is this lady Gen Z? Because she's a good representation of what I've seen of it so far.
I do believe she's in the same age as me.
Yes, 25. I'm 25, and how old?
Yeah, she's 2 years younger than me. Then
how old are you?
27.
Too old. I'm too old to begin the training.
Excuse me, the boy with the hat. Where are you from?
Oh, we made a love connection. Put them up together. Put them up together. Yes. We made a love connection.
Yes. Yes.
Oh gosh.
Please. And where is Ashley? Where is she at, Ashley?
Huh?
What?
Your mic's
usually
off,
it's the guy that
what makes you think she would be here?
Usually it's the guy that messes up the chat in the love connection, but this time it did change.
Hold up, I will
Clockwork,
call
I'm
my
not gonna
friend.
play that.
Wait, you're not going to play that? That's
I'm
like,
not gonna play that because
okay.
it's copyrighted material.
Sorry.
Okay. Try to continue with the conversation because this I'm gonna continue with the conversation. I'm sober today.
I was just saying the difference between
Yeah.
Your mic's
Your
hell.
mic is covered. I've been telling you for 30 minutes.
Rex, I think that's you.
What?
His
Your
mic's
mic.
fucked up.
Whose mic is
I'll
my
drink.
mic? Is messed
I'll
up?
No,
drink for you
Rex,
there. I'm
Clockwork
drinking.
Rex.
I'll
He's
drink for you.
getting it fixed, I guess.
Oh shit.
I'm drinking a mic, so I'll drink for you.
All right, I'll get this one shot, man, and see. I don't have a lot of hope. I'll give this shit a shot. Let's get back to the conversation in any way, form, or fashion.
So, shit, I forgot. I totally lost what we were talking about.
Gen Z.
Yeah, because you're staring at what I'm staring at, and you're going, "Is this happening?"
Yeah, I'm monitoring things. So yeah, Gen Z.
Are we on
I
the right
forgot
path?
what we were just talking about in terms of in relation to Gen Z. So I know a lot of Gen Zers are also saying that they don't want to
Sorry that was my crazy friend calling me. Sorry, it was on my nerves tonight.
Oh, you should get her to come on the show too.
Why?
Wow, she can really.
Because it'd be great.
She can text you,
You
call
would just be asking me to end the stream.
Oh my god! Yeah.
You would literally be encouraging me to end the stream.
Yeah, and let's
you're
not end
ruining the
stream. I
magic.
really want to talk about this.
I really want to talk about you, guy. Where are you from?
That's not what we were talking about.
I'm sorry.
I'm almost tempted to do a show on my channel about this.
Can I be on your live?
No, because I want to have a serious discussion about Gen Z and our future.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I get really get pissed off. Like tonight, excuse me. Tonight was really like that front like And yes, I ignored her and I was talking to my friends and yep, she really got pissed and sad. So
James, I blame you.
Damn.
Do other people usually like say, "Oh, yeah, tell us more about that horrible thing that we don't give a fuck about"? Does that happen often? Or
like me?
You drinking what? What are you drinking? Mike's Heart Lemonade.
no? Let me talk to this girl. I want to.
Oh
hold on,
yeah,
James.
it is the lemonade, but it's the green apple.
James, hold on. Noel.
Yeah.
That story that you just told about your friends there that had no context whatsoever. Do normally people go, "Hey, tell me more about that horrible thing that no one gives a fuck about," or do they say what I just said?
They what do you mean? I'm sorry, I'm confused.
Yeah, I can tell. Do people usually humor this nonsense?
No, people.
No. Are people mean to you a lot?
Online they are, but not in Will's life.
Do you think it's justifiable?
What?
Do you think it's justified when people might be mean to you?
What do you mean?
I'm just asking.
I'm confused.
You have to explain justified.
In your brain, do you think that they should be frustrated with you?
Kinda, but not really.
Yeah. So you don't try to control it because you're just like, whatever, fuck it.
Excuse me, do you know I have a disability?
Yeah, I have a lot of disabilities too, dear.
Which ones?
That's not relevant. I'm not here to have disability Olympics with you.
Can you tell me which ones?
I don't think that's relevant.
What? That is relevant.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. What is
Why?
Do you know
Why?
why? Do you know why it's not relevant, Noel? Because it
Why?
had nothing
Why
to
are
do with
we?
the conversation that
We're
was
not
taking
talking about
place.
disabilities right now. We're talking about Gen Z.
We talking about Z. How is Z doing?
No.
Yeah, the question is, are we
Generation
on the right
Z.
track? That's the question. That was.
Oh no, we're totally off the rail. The
How
train
is
is all the way to
Z?
the church.
Well, as far as I'm not talking about the conversation, I'm talking about actually Gen Z. I'm trying to get her on the conversation.
Jim
Oh,
Z.
you know what?
Yeah.
Speak to your people.
The James D. You
Speak to your
want to be
generation.
friends with me?
Huh?
Do you want to be friends or no?
You've asked me that before.
You're like, no, no. This girl is really.
No, I didn't. Before I said that, yeah, we could be, but that's not the subject of the
They'll
prompt right
consider
now.
it when there's no other women left on Earth. Don't worry.
Right now, we are dealing with our Gen Z on the right track.
Jim Z. Who is Jim Z? I don't even know Jim's.
Gen Z, that's mine and your generation. We're Gen Z.
Excuse me. What? I'm sorry.
Gen Z, as it was Gen Z.
No. What? I'm sorry.
Gen Z. That's what we are. That's our generation.
Gen Z. Gen Z.
Yeah, Z.
Gen Z, generation.
Gen Z.
Yeah, he's the librarian at his school.
Thank you.
The generation before Gen Alpha. The generation after Gen Y. Or the millennials.
We're millennials.
Well, I said or millennials. It's technically Gen Y, but they don't. They nickname y'all millennials for some reason. I don't know why, but
Because
okay.
we're the turn of the millennia.
I guess. I think my generation fits more into that than y'all do, because we were
No, we coined
actually
it. You can't have
acting.
it.
We
Stop
were
talking.
born right on the tip edge, so I think my generation fits.
Yeah, and
more
we
into
ushered
that.
it. We ushered it in.
I mean, but the point is, are Gen Z on the right track? And I think yes, some of us are, but no, some of us are not, because some of us are just too soft.
Anybody
That can happen
who's
all generation.
anybody who's younger than 30, if they went and got a electrician's license, plumber's license, any type of STEM field like that, and worked hard, 10-hour days, 5 or 6 days a week, and bought a couple trucks and started a small business, by the time they were 50 years old, they'd be worth tens of millions of dollars.
I don't know if working hard is worth it these days, though.
It is
'Cause
for those fields. Listen,
well,
they
maybe, just
charge
maybe.
100,
That depends on where
100
you
to
come from.
$150 an hour.
But that depends on where
$100
you
an hour.
come from, though. Is it really worth it for those fields if you're in a small town?
Alpero, what's up, Alpero?
Don't be in a small
Excuse
town.
me.
Don't be in a
Excuse
small
me.
town, but small towns are a lot
Excuse
better than
me.
cities. Crime is a lot less than cities. I'd rather be in a small town USA than in big cities where the crime is rough and people getting shot on every corner. Or excuse me, pew on every corner, my bad.
That happens in every generation now. It's not a Z thing.
See, even that right
Yeah,
there
not a
is a
Z
perfect.
thing, yeah.
What he just said is a perfect example where he's like, "Oh, people got guns." Perfect example
Well,
of how they're.
it's not the weapons that scare me. It's the ones who have the weapons.
I get you,
that scare
but
me.
see,
And the
when
cities are
you're
not giving. They're not giving the good people the weapons.
when you're old like me and everybody
not
always
giving-
had guns, you're not scared of guns. I'm not scared of
Yeah,
guns.
but that's not. It's the problem. The good guys don't have the pew-pews anymore. It's the bad guys that only have the pew-pews. Because the cities are taking away pew-pews from the good guys. They're not allowing people to carry them like they used to. Used to is not the world we live in today. You have to look at the reality of what we live at today, not the reality of yesterday. Yesterday is gone. Today is before us.
Would you support full constitutional carry in all 50 states?
Oh, I would support constitutional carry in all 50 states, of course. I would say you could open carry, you could conceal carry, no matter where you're at. Heck, I'd almost go as far as saying we ought to do it like Switzerland does. Require people to carry weapons as long as you don't have federal records.
Yep, I agree.
Require? Oh,
criminal records, yeah, like, or just say criminal records.
Damn right.
Make people carry weapons. Pew pew.
And people are like, oh yeah, but then people
Like
be having shootouts
Switzerland.
in the streets only for the first couple of years.
Well, you wouldn't have it. You wouldn't have shootouts if you didn't allow the criminals to have guns.
No, but I'm saying people are like, oh, well, then people will be going crazy and we'll be just shooting random people only for the first couple of years till we weed out the chaff.
Well, you wouldn't even have that if you, like I say, if you didn't let the criminals have the weapons. That the problem is letting the criminals have the weapons.
In the beginning, there's definitely going to be a whole lot more shootings taking place before criminals.
Oh wow.
Before criminals come to understand that they are not the only ones who are armed.
Listen, I've had this discussion too many times with people are like, oh, you want those crazy people to have guns? And I'm like, listen, I'll deal with that crazy person having a gun if it also means that the 80-year-old lady that the creepy dude's crawling in her window in the summer because she left her window open and doing stuff, right? And she has a gun.
Yeah, has protection.
Like I'll take it. I'll take the crazy guy having a gun so that she can have a gun rather than her not have the gun and the crazy guy crawl into her house and her have no protection.
Yep, because the crazy guy get dealt with.
That's a great equalizer, that firearm.
So, Pedro, you say that right, but the ones that have the least amount of shooting are states that carry weapons.
I understand, but I'm just saying there's only one way of five.
He says wrong. He says in his comment wrong. Two perfectly legal people have weapons and basically get into a fight. One shoots and kills, and the other becomes a criminal for the act.
No. Make it like a sundown. Like when they had that shootout and the cops said that it was mutual combat.
How do you become a criminal? Because if someone's attacking you, you take their life. That's not a criminal act.
One person shooting at another person is a criminal.
And I don't know what he's talking about because Zimmerman got away for chasing down that black kid and shooting him. So obviously he's wrong. Right? There's obviously been precedent set that you're allowed to. Right? Depends on where you are, I guess.
Oh, say. Sorry. I was just in the moment. I'm sorry.
I, on the other hand, do not believe Noel should have a firearm.
Shut up.
And that's not everyone. That makes your point mute.
Oh, yes. That boy.
I also think Noel should not have a firearm.
Same.
Well, you didn't make the point that everyone should, so I can't really say nothing about you, Resla.
I do believe that she may have disabilities that will preclude her from having a firearm.
Yeah, but you didn't say disabilities could preclude someone.
Yeah,
there,
no, they would.
Yeah, no, that ain't what you originally said. That wasn't your original thing.
You should have to go through more than just a background check.
Well, I mean, that's a toughie one.
Like all jobs, like all positions, like all certifications, competency matters. Because if not, you wind up shooting yourself.
Yeah, but what's the level that they would consider it competency though? Like is my
there's a reason why we have firearms training, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That's the competency
safety
level. That's a competency.
I mean,
you have to teach that, right? That's called a competency.
So even if someone that has like autism level 1 and they pass the safety course, they're allowed to carry basically.
If they're allowed to pass it, they have a level of competence.
I'm going to see.
Excuse me. I don't have autism. I have special.
Well, I do. I have level 1, so I was referring to myself.
No, you were faking it.
I'm faking autism.
You are a fake autist. You hear that?
Really? Have you ever seen
wait a
Big
minute,
Bang
are you a
Theory?
psychologist? Did you pass school and become a psychologist, or did I miss something?
She said she can feel the fakeness on you.
Feel the fakeness? How's that
Feel the
work?
fakeness through the screen.
How do you
I can tell that you're
feel
autistic just by
through a
talking to you.
screen? How does that work? I
She
don't
said from
understand the
one
reality
she
of
said from
feeling
one
fakeness
autist to
through a
another,
screen.
you're bullshitting. Her autism meter is going off. You're full of it.
No, she just said she doesn't have autism.
Someone here is lying.
I know that she's here to try to hook up with James.
It's either James or it's either Noel, but somebody's lying on the
It's
screen.
James. James
Somebody's lying on the
lying.
screen.
No, I got autism in level 1, and I also got ADHD. So
Save me, James.
Resla, if you knew the things that are inside my head right now, you would never talk to me again.
No, I would not. I would. Mm-mm.
I don't know if I want to know, Tin Man.
No, I don't want to know. I don't.
I don't want to know.
Truly, you are right. You are absolutely correct, and I'm more tolerable because I'm not drinking. Typically, this happens on nights where I'm not drinking heavily.
Me, no.
Oh, trust me, you know.
And that's a good thing. That's not happening on the nights you're on the nights you're drinking, because you're not as tolerable.
Snowman said James is definitely a Riri. That's so fucked
up. That's just cold, Snowman.
It's funny,
pun intended, by the way. That's cold.
But it's funny.
Cold, because you need cold to be snowy.
Cold-blooded. Damn.
Oh, the Riri comment got her.
Maybe. It might have.
So Generation X. We've had 2 representations of Gen X here today. I like James.
Oh shit! Damn! What the fuck?
Did you say Gen Xers? You mean Gen Z?
Gen Z.
Whatever. Gen Z, same thing.
Not really. No. Gen Xers
I'm too high for this.
That's my parents' generation, sir. Gen
That's
Xers are my
cold.
parents' generation, sir. So not the same thing.
You represent that so cold.
Oh
my goodness.
I don't even know what the generations are.
Hey,
I know I'm next.
give James some credit. Apparently, he knows he knows what his generation is.
Let's see, boomers. Then you got two parts of the boomers.
My husband's generation Z. What's that say to you?
The boomers,
and you got two parts of the boomers. Which parts?
There's 2 parts to the boomers. The first wave of boomers and the second wave of boomers.
Well,
what is 70? Am I second wave boomer?
Then there's Gen X after that. Then there's Gen
77. I mean,
and Gen Z, and then Gen Alpha now. And we're going to what's the next generation after Alpha?
Oh, I don't know what's coming after Alpha.
I have no idea what the next one is. I guess Beta or whatever.
Beta.
I don't know what the generation is after Alpha. I have no idea.
They're probably gonna call it Beta.
I hope they do.
That'd be ironic if they act like betas though.
And they'll never be able to live it down. If you're gonna call it Generation Alpha, you have to call it Beta.
That's gonna suck. That's gonna suck for that generation. I feel bad for that generation being called.
And
beta.
You know what? Considering the track that we've been going down, unless we start changing up how society start moving, it might make sense. Because if we think it's bad now and Alpha's coming up, what do you think it's gonna look like when Beta's around? And you know what? You know what's the sad part, James? You're gonna be around to see it.
Idiocracy.
That is the sad part. I'm gonna have to be around to see all this.
You know, Resla, I'm getting old, right? And my body's all broken, and sometimes I think about death. And I say, you know, do you want to start taking better care of yourself? Because, you know, Elon Musk and SpaceLink and Jesus and all the stuff's could all come together, and you might miss out. You might miss out on the happy things that are in the future. And then we have discussions like this, and I go, I'm glad. I'd like to check out early if I could.
Snowman, absolutely incorrect. I have no
Why would I want to be Gen
desire
X?
to be a Gen X.
No
None.
offense to Gen X, but why would I want to be Gen X?
No desire. I'm very comfortable where I am as a millennial.
I'm comfortable, yeah, for the most part as a Gen Zer, I guess.
Yeah, it never
I
came
just
in
don't
my
like
mind that I
certain
should
parts
be
of
an
my
Xer.
generation, but I mean, for the most part, I'm pretty comfortable because there are definitely some very woke people in my generation. So,
Welcome back, Rex.
Can I say?
Hey, thank you. Yeah,
Did you see the toy that just left? I stayed away because it's Rizzle's panel. Any other panel, I might have went hard.
Jeez, 10.
But yeah, I mean, my whole shit went sideways. My rig fucking crashed on me, and I was like, "What the hell?" That's why you couldn't hear me before, because my mic went sideways. All my settings reset. I don't know what the fuck happened. So, but yeah, am I okay now?
People will say that situation when it happens, like, because it's more than just that young lady. But it's been several situations. People say, you know what? You're so accommodating. You're so patient. When I do these things, you don't understand. I put myself in a mindset to be working.
Well, let me know.
Anywhere else, I'm an asshole. I'm not accommodating. I'm very selfish.
If it was my panel, I'd be way meaner.
And if I was being that way, you know what? Not for nothing, some of you guys might turn on me.
Let me do it. Just let me do it.
If I started being an asshole to people, look, you guys might turn on me because you've already seen me be patient and accommodating. You might be like, "Oh, I don't like this side of him."
Well, that's why I come back here, because I know when to shut up, and if these motherfuckers keep going and going and going like Simon did, you'll crack the whip or whatever. Yeah, you'll lay down the law and be like, "Look, okay, it's been like what, an hour, and you haven't shut up yet."
No.
Felt like 3.
Yeah, it felt a lot longer. It did.
Listen, I've learned after doing this for so many years, it's funnier if I don't say something for 10 or 15 minutes and then throw something in there that makes people's heads explode. That'll make me more popular and more people will know who I am than sitting there and going, "Hey, man, can go down to the lorry and get ourselves a pint, and I'm rich, bitch, blah, 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 blah." Like, I can't.
I can't do that either. Yeah, I'll throw a fucking monkey wrench in that shit real quick. Or try to. I mean, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So, yeah. But yeah, if you're sitting there just talking shit and talking shit and talking shit, I'll like throw a roadblock down or something. Yeah, a monkey wrench in your gear and try to fucking trip you up. And if you can't take that, well, that's not me, that's you.
So, Gen X or Gen Z.
Oh, Gen Z?
I'll sum it up for you. We had a girl trying to do speed dating with James. He wasn't having it. And then he was saying
was that what that was? I didn't even know what that was. That was that. I didn't know that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll shut up. Look, I'll mute up.
The night is still young. She'll be back.
Yeah, no, yeah. She wants your D.
I might be gone by the time she gets back.
And we learned something new, Clockwork. Apparently, James is faking. He's not narcissistic.
Yeah, apparently I'm faking that I'm autistic because apparently she graduated psychology in university and became a psychologist.
Okay, she has like a PhD in the fucking.
Apparently, I guess
her
psychology.
Her spectrum radar didn't go off for for James over here.
Okay.
So
Well, I'll tell
Well,
you,
called him out on it.
Well, there you
my
Well,
my
go
radar
ahead.
went off and said that his doctor might have underestimated.
Well, I guess my whole
Damn,
fucking
that's
computer,
cold. That's
yeah,
cold. But then,
my
man, you
whole
are cold,
computer's
after all.
radar went off, and it was like, nope,
He is
I'm out.
cold, after
And
all.
yeah, I had to reset everything. So yeah.
You got saved.
Oh,
You got
okay.
saved, Clockwork.
Shoo.
It wasn't turning you on watching her rub that like piece of plastic across her lip 700 times while she was sitting there and you were talking. It wasn't
No, man.
turning you
The
on.
whole,
Did she? Were you thinking about that? You being your D?
oh, that wasn't subtle at all.
That man was straightforward. Yeah, he was very straightforward.
Because that's what I'm
He
saying.
ain't a
That's
subtle
what
man. He's a straightforward man, not a subtle man.
Hey, look, you do you, man. You do you. I try to be a little more subtle than that sometimes.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
He was like, "Yo, James, that's hot, right? That's hot." You ain't shit for that. That's cold.
Listen, I'll tell you this one thing right now that I learned throughout my life: the crazy ones, just don't tell them where you
they're
live.
fucking fun. They're fun,
What?
but don't get attached. Don't get attached to fucking crazy. It's okay.
Well, you don't. Well, first off,
crazy.
you're not even supposed to be dealing with crazy ones, don't you know?
Well, I mean,
Oh, they're all crazy.
All of us are. What are you talking about? Don't
There's
get
some
attached
level of
to it?
crazy and all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're all
but like we're talking about the level crazy that.
Well,
There's a
there,
level
yeah,
crazy
there's
where you gotta
levels
cut it
of
off,
crazy.
man.
Though they present themselves as normal.
Uh-huh.
Well, hey, those are not
do that.
crazy. That crazy, right? I mean, if they can
Oh no, they
pass
present
for
themselves
normal,
as normal.
they can pass for normal. They must not be that crazy.
Oh no,
Well,
those are the worst ones.
Acting.
Those are the worst
You know,
ones.
Anne Hathaway
Listen,
is not Catwoman, but she played her
let's
pretty
be
good.
honest, James. How would you know that you ran across a psychopath? They act normal.
Yeah, everybody tries to act normal to your face.
How would you know?
Yeah,
That's
Practice being
spooky.
normal.
Stop spooking me. You're spooking me now.
Oh no,
How would you know?
something I learned. It's something I learned being in the army and traveling places and meeting people. Not everybody it tells you the truth all the fucking time.
Everyone.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You got to be able to.
I like to think everybody's telling me the truth. I want to live in that delusion.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to be honest. I'm not completely honest, but I'm being honest enough. Okay, so there's that.
I worry about running into psychopaths and sociopaths all the time.
I try not to worry about it.
You go.
I'm both of those. But I have this weird quirk where I don't care about anybody at all. So I'm not dangerous, really. I might just like say some really mean stuff.
Traits of a psychopath.
Well, you're welcome.
Psychopathic narcissist.
Well,
well,
that's
technically,
true.
all psychopaths are narcissists.
That's true.
True. That's in the definition of a psychopath, ain't it? They're narcissistic.
Self-preservation's the only thing that matters.
Well, yeah, but,
narcissistic. There you go.
well, I mean, there's being like caring about yourself, and then having that fucking main character syndrome thing that is narcissism. I'm the most important.
I'm the main character in my story.
Everybody else is like a side character. I'm the fucking main. That's no. I mean, I don't have a wife or kids. Never did. I've got a niece. She's about your age, James. Probably. She's 24. Is that right around your age?
No, I'm 27. But yeah, that's close.
Oh well, it's close enough.
Around
Yeah.
it's Still
Close
not.
enough. Yeah, 3 years younger than me.
Yeah, and she's lost it just like, and I'm like, I don't know how they got this lost.
Well,
Is it
I
the
think it's
technology? Is it the
You
technology?
know what's so funny about that Clockwork? That's not something that was really thrown on us. Like I didn't really hear how did we get this far as millennials.
Uh,
well, I think it's not the technology that got us lost. I think it's the fact of the economy. We don't know where it's going. It's so unstable right now. We don't.
well, I mean,
You think that's the reason why your generation is
And
faltering?
house prices and stuff like that. I mean,
You
you
guys
can't
don't
really.
have to worry about that. You're not anywhere close to the age range of being able to afford houses.
Well, that's the thing. We can't afford houses. That's the problem. We can't afford houses
I
to
hate
start
to tell you this.
families.
I hate to, the majority of 20-year-olds never are able to be in a position to buy a house.
Yeah, but they used to be though. They
No.
used to be.
Oh, yeah, sure.
30 years ago.
Sure.
Yeah,
In the
that's my
80s,
point though. We have it worse off than
no, you
anyone has
don't.
ever had it.
Again, my generation was just before yours. There are plenty of us that the first time we were able to buy a house is only in our 30s. It is very rare for someone in their 20s to build up enough income to be able to afford a house. Most people who already had their houses in their 20s got their houses from other people that were already there.
well, I paid off my house, my land.
Family
Yeah,
gave them the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even a trailer. I mean,
Well, I mean, I live in a house. Well, I live in a house, and I own the land that it
they're not
sits on,
cheap either.
and I own the fucking 2006 bridge line that I own, and that took me till I was in my 40s to get that all paid off. To like be free and clear and no bank fucking sending me a note.
Yeah, but
saying,
the
"Hey,
real
look,
problem is corporations being able to own property, because then they come and buy your property when you pass and turn that into 15 or 30 or 50 or however many houses they can fit on it, and then sell them all to James, each for the same prices they paid for all of your land.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's how they get it.
Hey, that's why I'm glad my cousins, they came up with the 150K it took to buy the land around my house, and they're my favorite cousins now. I mean, I'm just saying they're my favorite cousins now because I'm not gonna get kicked off this land if anything weird happens. You know what I mean? Like probate and shit. When somebody dies, you get thrown in court and you got to get a lawyer and all this other fucking bullshit, and it costs you 10 times more than it should.
Yeah, it's
I mean, this person died. I'm the oldest living son. I should inherit all the property, but then somebody says, "No, wait a minute, I want a piece of that." Yeah. So, I mean, it.
Didn't they drop a will?
I'm sorry. I brought us down. I'm sorry.
I mean, no.
If they drop a will, though, they can't argue the will, right? I mean,
well, she doesn't have a.
I hate to tell you this, Jay. Here's the sad part. A lot of people don't have wills.
Yep. Most people think
a lot of people will have insurance for when they pass, or a written will. Rarely people do. To have a written will, well, not to have, but the same way how people don't have a written will is the same way how most people do not have a lawyer or retainer.
Yeah, you got to get a lawyer and have them.
I used to have a lawyer on retainer.
Sign off on the fucking wording of the will, and then you've got to have you and the lawyer sign the will and get the will notarized by a notary republic. And then, yeah, maybe it might be legal if nobody wants to fight you about it. Maybe. I've seen it.
As have I.
It's feasible. It's still binding, but it's rare that people get it done.
Well, yeah, you get
most families go in and bicker and chop shit up.
Yeah,
right. But
they all want their fucking piece of the pie.
Yeah. If you want to totally skip your children and give shit to your grandchildren, you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
You need a will.
Yep.
Good faith is not going to do it. People do not act on good faith when it comes to selfishness.
Yeah, when it comes to land, they are selfish about all that stuff inheritance.
And not for nothing, because younger people in general, not just saying your generation, but younger people in general who don't have any concept or don't have any respect for those who are afterwards, do not understand the value and therefore sell these things off. As the generations go by, we become less financially savvy, not more.
Yep. They don't get smarter about it. No, they do
Yeah,
not.
that's true.
The one thing that can totally change your entire tree is understanding finances, because it doesn't change. Understand finances, understand the medical system, understand compound interest.
Well, medical system, that's a complicated one.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
but
It's
the reason
rigged
why,
right now. It's
the
all
one thing,
messed
but
up.
these are the things that will always be around. See, the reason why I didn't throw technology in it, because technology changes, but it wasn't always something that, it's still not something that everybody always looks at. Money has always been around for us. Medicine has always been around for us.
Yeah.
Constants. If you invest in those two things, you really can't go wrong. People will always need a place to go to receive treatment, and people will always be trying to trade something for currency.
Yeah. Because gold is the biggest currency to trade in.
Well, even if you don't look at gold, the fact that you need
Silver.
to trade something to get something, whatever that thing is, that's your source of currency. I don't give a damn if you go back to Indian people trading beads for pelts. That's your currency.
My goodness, that's a long ways back.
Sorry.
That's like Silk Road back. That's
Either way,
old.
that was currency.
mean, yeah.
Whatever that thing is, you need to
Bartering
get
is
it.
currency. Yeah. There's a form of currency back then, bartering, yeah.
Yeah. Bartering.
Hey, look.
You learn that from flea markets.
I got these.
The resale business, taking something and trying to resell it as a luxury item.
Mm-hmm.
The business.
Yep. I know. I was in retail.
It's called a convenience. It's called a convenience store for a reason. Excuse me, I got to complicate that.
It's convenient and it's expensive.
Exactly. You pay that price for the convenience.
For the convenience, yeah.
Well, I told you.
Oh, here we go again. Do I gotta look?
I thought I'd be gone.
I'm guessing wherever you were at wasn't that entertaining, Noel?
Love connection.
What? Excuse me.
I don't know. I was coughing. Yeah, I was choking on my bong hit. Sorry.
Talking about my girl, my girl.
Oh, man.
Damn.
Excuse me. Where is Ashley?
Don't care.
We're doing this again?
Why you don't care? I thought you're friends with her.
Did you hear me say that? When did she ever say she was friends with me?
Why are you?
When did she ever say we were friends? In fact, if you were listening, she said she had never been to my platform before.
Dumbass.
That was her first time. We all don't know each other.
Is this Groundhog's Day?
Who knows?
Is this the time where she talks to her friend for 5 minutes and then comes back and says random things again? Is she going to do it in the same order?
Oh, man.
Hey, look. Look, Rez, what kind of videos can I share here? Can I share some like really deep space videos?
Don't know, because I really worry about copyright things.
Well, fair enough. It's from the European Space Agency. It's public. It's not.
Head. Bang your head.
Oh, okay.
Bang your head.
I might be inclined to agree.
I hope it's not.
Bang your head.
You wouldn't let me interview her earlier. Let me
I
interview her.
don't think it is. I honestly don't think it is. I think it's real.
I hope so.
Because there are some people that are like that. I'm just saying. I've seen it where I've been in a program where I have autism and ADHD. They got me into a day program,
Bang your
and you would not believe
head.
some of the things. Some
I'm just letting you all know that after this stream, I'm definitely going out to drink.
I think you might eat one now.
Yeah, no.
To be fair,
I knew I should have went out earlier. I said, nope, let me just go get some sleep. Wrong mistake. You hear that, folks? I have to choose getting lit over sleep.
Are you appreciating my restraint right now, Resla?
For me, it's the weekend. I could have just turned this entire episode into a chill stream to get this.
Fair enough.
Shut up. Bang your head. Yeah, bang your head.
I think I'm gonna have this. I think I'm gonna have the same topic that you had here tonight on my show because, I mean, not tonight. I mean, tomorrow night rather.
Tomorrow.
So it ain't after 12 yet on my show because I really want to discuss this topic, but we're having a little bit of trouble with it tonight.
I don't even know what to say about it.
Well, okay. If I could circle back around to the topic, the biggest difference between Gen X and Gen Z is that you guys have all the technology that we didn't have, that we wanted growing up, that we saw in the movies. You know what I mean? Like we watched.
I wouldn't say all because,
sir, we wait. The most representation we had of the technology that they have, we also you guys also had it because let's be honest, you had Star Trek to try to feed that stuff to you, which is what exactly
we had.
The data pad.
We don't have the replicator.
We don't have a replicator now.
Not yet.
We don't have it. Yeah, we don't have it yet. I want my replicator. I advocate for my replicator. I want my replicator because I love my food.
I want my transporter. I don't want to be paying for
mass transit. Fuck that noise, man. A transporter will kill your ass. Yeah. But
I demand a transporter and I demand a replicator. I demand them.
Well, a replicator would be a good idea. But yeah,
I want to replicate and get all the food I want.
Yeah, you know what, James? You can go ahead and get your 3D printed meat.
They did that on the space station. They 3D printed a pizza. It was fucking weird. I watched it. I was like, holy shit. But yeah, we've only just now caught up with Hal from 2001 and Sal from 2010. Just now. And what is this? 2025? We're behind. We're not. Yeah, we're not there yet.
Yeah, why don't we replicate this?
Oh God, here we go.
Yeah, but they're saying within the next 3 to 4 years that we're gonna have the robots from Musk and stuff like that that are like 20, 30 grand.
We have my spirit animal who just walked in here.
I get you, but I'm just saying we'll have the. I want a robot.
Everything I'm feeling, I know he probably will end up saying.
You know it, sir.
Thank you. You know it. Drink now there.
Like James, man, for real. You make Riri's look fucking phenomenal up here, for real. You want to know how I know? You want to know how I know she's faking? Because she's trying too goddamn hard.
No, believe me, she's not.
No, she is.
Believe me, she's not.
She reminds me of what's his name, Angel, when Angel would come around. Because Angel was faking too.
Fake. Definitely were fake.
Well, look, I would love to have an R2 unit and a C3PO interpreter.
See, like,
Mario, let's get Mario.
Jesus Christ.
Get
That's
Mario.
not faking. See,
Mario.
that's not faking.
Let's go, Mario. Angry snowman. Let's go, Mario.
As a person
Man.
that's seen
where you want to
the
take me, stupid?
I want
stuff,
to
she's
take
not
you to
faking.
my house.
Sorry, I'm not down for that type of shit. You're not my type.
Bang your head.
Can you really bang your head? I want to see you really bang your
Yes, I
head.
will bang my head. Do
Like
this.
right off your desk.
No, don't
Please
do that.
do it. I want to.
Yes,
I really
will.
like the
Don't,
VHS
no.
movies.
We
Yes,
would all like
I
to.
will,
We would all like to
guys.
witness this. We would all like to witness
Don't
this.
do that.
Thank you.
Don't do that.
I was at a special needs dance tonight, and that's why my hair's down.
Oh, we know. We know.
Thank you.
Yeah, she's
Can you
special, all right.
Can you screech a little bit louder? I don't think everybody heard
wanna
you
see it.
in fucking
You want to
Australia.
I can't believe your parents
Wanna
let you
see
get
my
online
friends?
unmonitored. This is fucking crazy.
I was just about to ask where her caregiver is.
Hey, 10th man, by the way, shout out to you for that good show on Sharon's panel the other day where you was holding it down for us crackers.
You was on Sharon's.
Ass crackers. He was.
Yeah, he got kicked off of Sharon's panel several times.
I didn't get kicked off. No, I didn't.
I thought for sure they paid to kick you off a couple times.
Maybe. No, I don't think. Maybe.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, but then they revived me.
I watched the
But then they
whole fucking
revived
show,
me.
dude. I watched it all.
But they revived me too. though.
And dude, how you was fucking clapping back on those fucking hyenas up there, especially
Well-
PH Diva, dude. Shout out to you. Shout out to you.
Well, no,
'Cause every
see,
time
just
I
'cause-
try and do that shit, they
Well,
fucking
can we get
they
back
kick
on
me
the-
every time I do it.
And we'll talk
Can we get
about it
back on
another
the
time.
topic now?
That is
about
part
Gen
of the
Z?
topic because isn't PH
No,
Diva
Gen
part
Z
of
was
Gen?
the topic, not
Yeah, and
man.
PH Diva's fucking Gen.
Oh well, yeah.
millennial.
She is not. She is not dead.
She's
Yeah.
a millennial.
Hey, look, when Gen X grew up, we had rocks and sticks to play with. Okay, when Gen Z
Truth.
grew up, what all kinds of technology did they have to play with as kids?
Well, not all
technically, it's
Gen
technically
Z
it's
did.
Gen X. Technically, it's Gen X's fault for giving Gen Z all this technology to babysit them. We're the ones that did it.
Look,
We created these little bastards, so we're the ones that are.
Well, I had a bit of a balance.
That's why all these fucking Gen Zers are autistic or fucking retarded.
I had a bit of a balance when I was younger because my grandma made sure I went outside and played in the yard.
I mean, think about it. How many
clean
Gen Zers
stuff.
have either autism, fucking ADHD, ADD, or on some kind of fucking spectrum to where you can't fucking treat them like a normal human being?
I think
Well, I
it's
don't think
20% now or something.
I don't think that's necessarily because of how they
What's
were
the
raised.
yes?
how we
It
were
is
raised.
100% how they were raised, sir. Because if your parent, if we as parents would have thrown you little bastards out there into the wolves like we were, you'd be all right. I'm
It's
sorry,
just how
coddling.
they live.
I'm here to tell you
Well-
that coddling and fucking participation trophies and anti-bullying and all this fucking shit to try and protect kids from each other is not helping them at
I'll
all.
say this much that I have to agree with Snowman on. You guys are the first generation where parents encourage you to stay indoors.
Facts.
Yep. Not wrong. You're not
That I
wrong
have
about
to
that.
say.
Well, I had a bit of a balance of indoors and outdoors where I lived at. I mean, because I used to ride go-karts and stuff growing up.
Well, I mean, the
That's where
weather.
you got your brain damage.
Yeah, the weather.
What do you mean I got my brain damaged? I barely ever wrecked it. I only wrecked it twice.
I was
And
giving,
I only just
I was
decided to
I was giving you an alley oop there, James.
Yeah, it was a layup, easy shot. Yeah. Look,
GS, what'd you
parents-
come up here to bitch about?
So gonna drink tonight.
Oh, okay. My parents gave me a motorbike at 12. So, yeah, that's how I grew up. It was a Honda CR, or was it a CX? Fuck, I
I
don't
don't
know.
even know whatever happened to my
You're
go-kart.
talking about fucking
Lost.
30 years ago.
and I gotta find them. I want to get back on my go karts, man.
OGS, you're muted if you're trying to talk. Nobody.
No, I think he knows.
Okay, fair enough.
Why you look
Yeah,
like
I
you're
might
about to
find
cry?
me no good kart. But I don't think.
Does Trump got you upset now too, like everyone else?
Oh,
Wait,
well.
why's Trump got you upset? I mean, he's doing fine to me.
Well, yeah, that's not even just a Gen Z thing. Millennials are still losing this shit, as well as Xers.
I've never seen so many people cry in the last fucking month. Holy shit!
What do you mean? Why would you cry about Trump? Trump's doing fine. He's doing great.
Dude, I'm about to work together this big collage of nothing but fucking anti-Trumpers crying about Trump.
Well,
I mean,
Trump brought down gas prices. I just put 30. What was it? 36 and some odd change in my tank today, and it used to be $40 on a Biden. So.
Well, yeah. I mean, I bought $20
So
worth of gas. Yeah, I bought $20 worth of gas. It was 7 gallons, and I was like, "That's fair enough." Yeah.
Damn, I remember when $20 would fill up my Grand Prix, an '86 Grand Prix at that, get me a pack of cigarettes, a pop, and a candy bar, and I'd have change left.
Oh, that was a long time ago, sir.
No, it really wasn't. It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, you could put. Look, when I was a kid.
How long ago was it? Because
Granted, it was still in the 1900s, but it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, it wasn't
that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
To me.
It was 1997, I tell you.
Oh, that was the year I was born, sir. That was 27.
Okay.
Right, so that's not that long ago.
Yeah, fair.
That was a long time ago. Because I was not even born. But
Look,
probably when he's talking about that, because
I graduated high school in 1991. Okay.
I graduated in 98.
What you're talking about?
Like, yeah.
But I dropped out in 90.
When I die, I'm going to curse all you people.
Oh, now that's really going to help with the world. That's really going to help us out.
No, that's fair enough.
I mean, get in line.
Yeah. Hey, look, the Lucifer himself comes in the house every third Tuesday of the month. Yeah, we have a beer. Anyway, yeah, we have a beer.
Wow, you drink with the motherfucker?
Yeah.
Wow, dude, that's fucking brave. You must not have a redheaded. Your Lucifer must not be redheaded.
No, he likes his beer hot, so I leave it sitting on the counter.
How does that? Who drinks their beer hot?
Lucifer.
Yeah, the devil. The devil. That's the devil.
I couldn't stand a hot beer. Ugh.
Is it wrong that when Noelle was up here that I was happy when someone asked her to hit her head on the desk that I was like,
that was wrong.
Please,
yeah, that was way wrong.
please be a episode off the VHS movie where she just starts pounding her head like an Exorcist movie or
that
something.
Was way
please.
Wrong.
Dude, I wanted to. Dude, I was really hoping she would too. To be honest with you, 10th man, I was like, please start banging your head off your fucking desk right now.
Oh yeah, and blood on her head.
That was wrong. That would have been wrong.
Yeah. She put the case of beer next to her on the floor, and it would get hot, and she would drink it. She wasn't a devil because she didn't sign a contract with me. She was a demon. She was like all chaotic and shit. Yeah, so yeah. It was a weird relationship. I'm sorry. I brought up something. Yeah. Sorry.
I've had a couple of those.
It was, yeah. Yeah.
I'm with Resla though. Earlier, I think it was Resla or 10th man that said. I think it's probably Resla that said. What was it? Hot girls are fucking crazy, or the craziest bitches.
No, I just said that those are the ones that give you a good ride.
Oh, you said that. Oh yeah, I forgot you do. I forgot you.
Oh yeah,
and she's trying to pick up James.
You swing for both or bat for both teams.
Yeah, but didn't you? She kept saying, "I want to be your friend, James."
You know what, Resla? 10th man is the true definition of a whore.
10th man is bad.
Shut your whole hole.
I was dating 7 dudes when I met my husband.
You are it isn't just that, it's the fact that you can't pick just one. You got to have both. That's the true definition of a whore.
If they're
Dude,
hot,
I mean,
what the fuck around?
I mean, at this point, I believe that you would stick your fucking dick in a mud puddle if it was.
No, they got to be hot.
I said if it was warm enough.
Why would I lower the pool that I had to pick from for the 30 years that I was in the game, or 20 something years, whatever?
In the game.
If they're hot, let's rock and roll.
In the game.
Hey, game on. Game on. Yeah.
So why did you want to talk about Gen Z today, Resla?
I'm not sure anyone wants to talk about Gen Z today.
Nobody really does. Gen Z sucks.
Hey, we don't
again.
suck.
That would be the prerogative of someone who's a Gen Xer.
You know,
we don't suck.
Look, I have the right to say it because I'm the one that helped create these shitty individuals. I've created 7 of them.
So look at your handiwork.
Look, I've created them from. Well, I've created I think 5 Gen Zers. The other 2 are millennials.
Well, so wait a minute. Why do Gen Z suck? Why don't we suck?
Because you guys are pansies.
Pansies?
I mean, yeah, you guys are pansies. You think you know everything. You don't fucking listen to nothing. You're scared to do anything. You cry about everything. The fucking sky's always falling. You can't fucking do nothing. You can't, dude. Look, most of you, it takes you till you're 5 to 10 years old before you're even comfortable deciding what you want to eat for breakfast by yourself.
Before they're out of pull-ups.
Yeah, but I think it's
dude. I got a 5-year-old. I got one that's about to turn 5, man, and I've tried everything to get her potty trained. And she
in
refuses.
School though.
She refuses.
I know of children that go to elementary school and have pull-ups.
What do you mean she refuses?
That was unheard of when I was a child. That would never be a thing.
Dude, tell me about it. I'm with you.
What do you mean she refuses? Like you're not telling her?
What do you, dude? You can't make a child not shit in their pants.
Like,
I mean, we've literally tried everything all the way down to putting regular underwear on her and letting her fucking shit and piss down her leg, and she don't care.
In my day, that wouldn't have been. That situation would have been dealt with a wooden spoon.
Yeah, well, I don't feel comfortable beating my daughter. That's her mom's job.
Yeah, I understand. Well, that's whatever.
That's her mom's job to beat her, not mine.
Wait a minute. Whooping a child is a man's job.
Not when it comes to a daughter, beating your daughter is the wife's job. That's the mother's job. I'm sorry. I'll beat my son. I
call it beating. I call it whooping. Like
no, because when it comes time, you got to put your hands on the motherfuckers. It's called a beating. It is what it is.
Is it really a beating?
Yes, it's a beating. It don't feel good. It hurts. That's a beating.
Well, this one don't feel good. It's the one I'm calling it this one.
I really don't know what to do, though, man, because she's supposed to start school next year. I told the wife if she doesn't fucking get it figured out by this summer, we're going to have to wait till she's 6 years old to put her in kindergarten. Because she's nothing like her brother or her younger sister. Her younger sister, man, she's already starting to fucking catch on to things a lot faster than her older sister was. I don't know. She's a but check this out. She's also a true blue COVID baby too. She was born right when she was born right as we got put in lockdown, like 2, 3, 4 months into it.
Oh, so like in 2020.
Yeah.
So what generation is your youngest though? Or your younger sister?
What?
Would that be Alpha? So would she be Alpha, the younger one?
Yeah, the youngest is an Alpha.
So that's odd. Yeah, I don't understand what's going on with Gen Zers though.
You guys are just all fucking pansy ass retards.
Well, I don't think we all are. I think it's the younger ones.
No, you guys all are. All of you are.
All of us?
Yes, all of you. This is what participation trophies and making sure that you were coddled and that you all had a safe space and that all your voices were heard and that everybody,
Well, I think it's more so trying to tell us trying to over tell us what to do, like not giving us a space to actually make decisions and stuff. I think it was more of that than because I had my parents tell me a lot of times what to do instead of let me make a decision at some point.
Hey,
Like,
hey, look,
whatever
James.
happens.
Far be it from me to tell you what to do, because
Especially my mom. Like, my mom
yeah.
would really try to tell me what to do. So let
No,
me make a
it's not
decision
my
and make
job to tell you what to do, because I'm still figuring out what I need to do. So how would I know what you're? I mean, it's not my job to tell you what you need to do. You got to figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm still figuring it out, and I'm 52 this year. So yeah, it's a process, not a destination. Yeah,
I'm just trying to stay inside of a house or an apartment so I don't die homeless on the street in the cold. That's what I'm trying to do.
oh yeah, that's why I bought my house and my land. I was like, look, I'm not gonna get froze to death in the middle of fucking who knows where. Yeah. They picked me up and I'm like, okay, this guy's a science experiment. We're gonna put venom on this guy. Yeah, see what happens. He's already mostly dead.
I think about it every day about the people that are in Canada, where I live, in minus 20, 30 Celsius, which is intense.
You're talking no.
I don't know how they could live in tents. I couldn't do it. I couldn't even live in Cleveland because of where it got so cold. I finally came home because it got so cold, and that was in Cleveland, Tennessee, and much less in Canada.
They have tent cities everywhere. All the intersections in the cities where there's trees by the intersections, there's tents in there and garbage.
I got a bunch of friends that are living in tents, and it's wintertime out, man. It's crazy.
Yep. And BlackRock owns all the houses.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I've been homeless and had to live in a tent before too, but never in the wintertime. I mean, I'm sure I could do it if I had to. Well, I don't know now that I'm older.
I couldn't. I have a lot of.
I was going to say, now that I'm older, the cold would probably get to me a lot quicker.
Dude, I'm in a warm house and I have so many physical disabilities. I have a hard time getting out of my chair at my desk.
Oh, that's why you're gay, because you're too broke down to be able to fuck a woman.
Don't count on that.
I see.
Admiral, but
I got a good 30 minutes in me.
A good 30 minutes in you?
Hey, look, I'm good once as I ever was. Yeah, but not twice.
Hey, I'm Al Bundy. I probably got me about a good 10, 15 minutes. So I guess that's better than Al Bundy, right?
Well, yeah.
All right, guys. I'm gonna call this one wraps.
Yeah, because this stream is gay.
Fair.
You ain't even talking, man.
Oh, no, there's nothing.
He said there's nothing for this.
Absolutely nothing.
This
Hey, look, this stream got derailed.
On arrival.
This is gonna be your stream for your show, James.
Hey, look.
It's going to be more for my show because it got derailed here.
Well, I mean, fair enough. But that happens. It happens. But fair enough. I'm off. Thanks for letting me up, Rez. Nice to see all of y'all. Simon, I don't know, man. Fucking get a clue. Later, guys.
All right.
Later.
All right. Later.
Eat shit.
All right. Yeah. Nah. We're gonna just cut it from there. There was nothing worth just even going through this episode. If there was anything to talk about, it's gone. It's buried. And yeah, you can turn around and just put this particular episode in the grave. I don't even know if I want to categorize it as an episode. No, probably will. Probably will still anyway. But yeah, there's nothing else to really put in there. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna go get me liquored up because yeah, that's just probably for the best. Probably for the best at this moment. Let's see. Let's see if there is anyone around that we might want to redirect to make sure that we at least keep your weekend going. So let's see who's out there right now. Up, you know what's so crazy about it? You guys can get a taste of what goes on OG's platform because he's on right now. So what I'll do is I'll redirect to him. Uh, give him a shout out. Let him know that I sent you over there. And if anything, I will see you on the next time that next time we go live. Hopefully, I have a really good topic for you guys. We shall see. We shall see. What the hell? I cannot redirect. What? Okay. Nope. So I can't redirect you there because apparently he didn't set everything up for himself. Can't do anything about that. All right. So I will redirect you to someone else, and yeah, I will see you on the next one, guys. I guess I'm pretty much until the next time. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you pretty much on the next one. Stay opinionated.